Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be kicking off here with another day of Proletariat shortly. We've got some exciting new decks, a new guest to the stream, so lots of fun to be had. Looking forward to catching you guys shortly.
Set your decks up real quick.
So the first thing you're going to have to tell me is how I pronounce your name. Because I'm not going to lie. Is it MrGrazzilion? Is it MrGrazzilion?
It's MrGrazzilion.
MrGrazzilion?
Yeah, it's like in between the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was semi-right twice. Is how I'm going to put it.
Yes.
He's going to call me wrong. But
He's going to call you wrong both times.
But wrong or right, it all comes down to the die roll.
All right.
Well, there you go.
We'll take the play.
I'm just gonna say that's gonna set the tone for the entire evening. I mean, I feel like you're just gonna like shit on every single deck.
Alrighty. Well, this is definitely a keep. Do we want to go ahead and run through our starting display? Just show off our starting hands?
Sure.
I'm going to take them all, but
Okay.
I'm more than happy to show what I'm looking at.
Yeah, sure. Feel free.
So, one land, Dackmore, a breakthrough. On the play, this is not terrible because I can cast breakthrough on turn one, but not really working with much more than that. So, definitely going to go back and try to get something a little more exciting. So.
And the jig is up. We now know that he is not on Infect and have updated our overlay accordingly. So I will be keeping mine. So we're going to ask our buddy over here, MrGrazzilion.
Yes, sir.
To close his eyes for a moment while I showcase this kick-ass hand of cards.
Go for it.
So we got 3 Force of Negations.
Yes, 3 Force of Negations. 2 Uros, an Oko,
Wow.
no lands. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
That sounds like a good hand.
So yeah,
A nice keep.
Stretch.
a solidly keepable 7,
Solidly keepable hand.
and we'll see how it pays off for me.
All right. I'll show my hand real quick.
Alrighty, I will turn away.
So this is what we're working with. Obviously, some spicy units in this hand. We're going to be putting this card on the bottom of the library because that is where it belongs. And yeah, the rest of the hand is decent, and I am good. All right.
Alrighty, and just want everyone to know the wall behind me is beautiful. In case anyone was curious. So, you do have the opportunity to kick us off. You're not manaless, so chances are you're going first.
Yep, so I'll start off with a gemstone mine, and I will tap that for a red and cast a Faithless Looting,
That's a good magic card.
and I will draw 2, and I will discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard a
Golgari Grave.
Golgari Thug and a Narcomoeba,
Okay,
and I'll pass turn.
so I'll take the draw. We'll play an island, and we'll kick it off with an excellent card I could never even hope to get in Modern. And wouldn't you know it, we're actually going to leave it in the same order and draw 1 because that's how good we are at Magic.
Alright.
And then we'll pass it back.
Untap, upkeep. I'll dredge 4 for draw.
Mm-hmm.
4. Alright. We got some nice units in there.
No triggers, which we love to see. We love to see. Those are classy breaks.
I'm going to tap for a blue and cast a Careful Study.
Careful Study. Now, there's something to be said for slowing this tempo down. So I am going to daze this.
And it's all part of the plan because we're going to play Cephalid Coliseum and a breakthrough.
And he is going to lose a life and blow me out.
And we're going to go for a Dredge for 5. Oh, we got a trigger, 2 triggers. Alright, we're going to go for a Dredge of 4.
I believe there's a Simpsons character who would emulate my
Another
statement
trigger.
of I'm in danger.
4. Ooh, we're definitely going to have some triggers this turn. And this is why I'm running Dakmore Salvage here. Because this card is great. And then we're going to discard my hand, which does include a Riftstone Portal, which is a spicy little unit there. We're going to exile these Creeping Chills, put a Narcomoeba on the battlefield, and a Silver Smoke Ghoul. A couple Silver Smoke Ghouls are going to trigger in my end step. So I'll move to end step.
Well, let's go ahead and mark those triggers first. We've
2
got
Creeping Chills.
2 Creeping Chills, so I'm going to take 6. You're going to gain 6, I do believe.
Yes. Alright, and then end step, we're going to get a couple of these Silver Smoke Ghouls back on the battlefield tapped. And I do believe that that is going to be my turn. Go ahead.
So, chat, I'm not saying we're screwed. I am saying we are copiously screwed, though. So we're going to play an island, and we're going to play this value 1/1.
Wow.
It's going to do some work for us, rest assured. I'll pass back.
I'm pretty scared right now. I'm going to go ahead and... So I have some options here. I could Dredge Stinkweed, which would not be the worst thing ever, but I could also Dredge Dakmore, which would allow me to Scourge Devil next turn. So given that he has a 1/1 and he's pretty much priced into blocking my Silver Smoke, I think it's a little bit better to get this Stinkweed and maybe hope to hit another Creeping Chill possibly. And if not, I can still Smiting Helix's turn. So, alright, not great, not great. I'm going to go ahead and move to attacks and swing for 7.
Alrighty, so as much as I am not a huge fan of taking 7, I think I'm less of a fan of losing a Delver that could potentially block more favorably in the future. So I am just going to straight up take 7 here. And that will put me to 7.
Alright. So now the question is, do I want to Cephalid Coliseum right now? The reason to Cephalid Coliseum right now would be that Scourge Devils can only come back on my end step. So if I was to hit more Silver Smokes and Creeping Chill, and one of my other 2 Creeping Chills, that would be important. But I've got about 35 cards in my library, so it's not highly likely. So... I think I'm going to pass. Go ahead.
Alright, so we will untap. We have a trigger on Delver. Notably, will not flip because someone up there hates me. And I am going to play this and gain a life. So we're back in it. Never didn't have it. Clearly, this game is going in my favor. We're going to go ahead and pass back.
Alright. I didn't Cephalid Coliseum on my turn, so there's really no reason to do it here. Here, I'm almost, regretting not dredging Dakmore last turn. But I think at this point, given that he's got a 1/1 and 1 blue mana, I'm pretty safe to try to push lethal here. So I am going to dredge Stinkweed.
Mm-hmm.
I've hit a Creeping Chill, and that'll take you down 3, me up 3, and move to attacks and swing.
Yep, so we are priced into blocking here, so we're taking 4, going to 1.
So he has 1 blue mana up, and given that he is a blue Delver deck, the chances of him having a Spell Piercer or something are pretty high. So I don't see a need.
Blue deck. It's true.
I don't see a need for me to cast any of my Smiting Helixes, but it probably does make a lot more sense to try to hit more Silver Snows here. So I am going to sacrifice both of my lands to activate Cephalic Coliseum.
Alright, and as much as we would love to have Stifle, not legal in the format, so this will resolve.
Alright, I'm going to dredge 4. And I'm going to dredge 4. And then I'm going to dredge. Getting a Dakmor back doesn't even matter at this point, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dredge. Actually, you know, I am gonna get Dakmor back. So we're gonna get Dakmor back, and we did hit another Silver Smote. So now we got to discard 3, and I'll play my land for turn. We'll move to end step, and we will pass the turn. Go ahead.
So we are priced into essentially a single card in our main in order to survive here. And we don't have it. So unless he decided not to swing, this is pretty well wrapped. Being as he's a competent Dredge player, this is not his first rodeo, he knows that creatures turn sideways and we're going to go to game 2.
Alright, sounds good. I have no idea what sideboards look like here. I'm assuming some amount of artifact hate probably, considering he looks to be a Delver deck, considering he's playing Delver Secrets, so no enchantment shenanigans most likely, but very likely some Tormod's Crypts or something similar. Relic of Progenitus maybe.
Perhaps.
So
hey there, Will. Keep watching. So we're in an interesting format. Essentially, it's commons and uncommons. Throughout the entire history of Magic, we start with the vintage ban list to eliminate anti-cards, conspiracies, etc. And then we have a custom ban list on top of that. It's super fun, super affordable, super accessible, and we are pretty active on the Discord if you want to check it out, by all means. But otherwise, just enjoy the gameplay.
another card I'm thinking about here is Fairy Macabre, but given that I don't know what you're working with, I'm not gonna board as if you have it.
Yeah, I think generally the most common artifact hate that you'll see is Tormod's Grip, followed by Relic.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Relic is mostly in decks where you want to ensure that everything is a cantrip.
Yep.
So I'm of the personal opinion that 9 times out of 10 for Delver, Relic is a better call. That being said, there are some decks in the format, the Balustrade Spy deck, that is essentially oops all spells with a slight tweak. You definitely want Crypt rather than Relic.
You just hold it and it'll reset.
Yep. You just gotta hold it for a hot minute. There you go. And yeah, I think that is the premium.
Planar Void if you're in black.
Hey, oh yes, Planar Void is amazing.
Weathered Runestone is not super effective here.
What is Weathered Runestone?
2 CMC, creatures can't enter the battlefield from libraries or graveyards,
and
spells
cards
can't
can't be cast.
What's the color? Is it colorless?
It is a colorless artifact.
Interesting. Okay.
It is relevant hate for this format, to be sure.
Yep.
Damping Sphere, on the other end of things, for Storm and Tron hate, is also another artifact to keep an eye on.
Gotcha.
Yep.
This is Weathered Runestone.
Okay, I have seen that. Yes.
A new Kaldheim pickup that has been very helpful to the format, honestly.
Yeah, it stops a lot of these degenerate stuff.
Yeah. And graveyard decks are quite good.
Yep.
I believe it. I believe it.
Weirdly,
You don't have Leyline of the Void to rest in peace.
Cabal Therapy, Cauldron Familiar Oven type decks with Pyromancer have proven surprisingly strong in our leagues.
I love Cauldron Familiar.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool format when Cat Oven is potentially tier 1.
When it's decent, yeah.
Like, that's not a bad deck to have at the top, like, in the top of the format.
Right.
So this hand, unfortunately, is too slow and doesn't really provide the level of interaction we're looking for.
And if you guys can see my hand here, it's sadly that's not what we're looking for. So
but it also kind of is, but mostly isn't.
it kind of is, it kind of is, but it also is not. So we are definitely going to send that one back. The classic double Narcomoeba in the opener.
Hey, what's up, man? We don't have deck lists handy, unfortunately, but I will see what we can do for the next round, and I'll post them on the Discord.
So we are unfortunately going down to 5 when your one land is a Fairy Conclave that's really not getting you there in Delver.
Fairy Conclave is a spicy unit. Oh my goodness.
It is a fun card. Unfortunately, no Jeskai Ascendancy to really let it pop off, but I'm a big fan of the card generally speaking.
Hey, Jakey, Tribal is definitely playable. Goblins, Elves, Slivers all have builds that have been circulating that look like they're doable. What other tribes exist?
Currently the big tribes are Elves, Goblins. Yep. There is some consideration for fish in blue-green. I don't think it's there yet. Yeah.
Slivers is probably solid with the
Slivers is very solid, actually, having seen some theory crafting there. So this is a keep. For a 5, this is going to be about as good as we get. So we've got this, which is very solid in the matchup. Our mana base, and I love this card so very, very much. It does incredible work with our boy to the left. So we will be keeping this hand. The other card that we're going to put to the bottom is actually that one. And we can go into a discussion about why that might be later. But for right now, let's go ahead and kick it off. So.
I gotta.
Oh.
Mulligan as well, so we're gonna put that one back in, just like we did last game. So, not the card that we're exactly looking for here in the opener.
So, Jakey, regarding vampires and whether decks seem too slow or not, a very important thing is the colors that you have available for sideboard hate. If you are on an aggro deck that is taking longer than turn 4, you want to make sure that you've got life gain strategies or quality removal.
Discard.
Vampires have that in spades. You've got access to Hymn to Torok, the best removal in the format. You've got access to some very sticky threats. Is the Aetherborn 2-drop also a vampire? I think it is.
Gifted Aetherborn?
Yes.
Gifted Aetherborn?
Yes, I think it is.
Gifted Aetherborn is very quality at just stonewalling more aggressive decks than you, as is Vampire Nighthawk, I'm sure everyone's favorite card, for vampires at least. With that in mind, even if you are a little slower, you're more resilient, I would say. And having access to Planar Void, a card we were talking about just earlier, it's essentially the rest in peace of the format as a black 1-drop. Very, very quality. So I would say give Vampires a brew if you've got a free half hour. If you stop into the Discord, all of our admins are very, very active in terms of feedback on deck lists.
And we'll play a game.
And we'll slam a game. Yeah, honestly, the decks that you're seeing right now are pretty premium in the format, and not to play my hand too early, but I don't think they're going to stay this way forever. We do a monthly ban in the inception of this format, and I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not going to stay to the same degree that they are currently. But do we have a 6 we're keeping?
Yep.
Awesome. So I can turn away if you want to go ahead and show that to the cam.
Yeah, so for you guys who maybe did not see what card I put on the bottom, similarly to last game, this card we don't really want in our hand. These two are great. This card right here I've been considering actually removing from the deck for a different land and deciding what that is. So I've got some ideas floating around, but for right now we're gonna see what happens.
All right.
So go for it.
So as he saw, as a quick teaser, we're going to be leading off on a mountain and passing it back.
All right. Let's see. I will start with a City of Brass and a Faithless Footing.
We're already winning.
All right. All right. I think it's pretty safe to drop these two right here and pass the turn.
All right. So on the end step, we are going to Lava Dart you.
Oh man,
Putting you
okay.
to 18.
We got some prowess going on.
Untapping and drawing a card. So we're going to lead off on Young Pyromancer. We'll pass back. And that's the reason why we played out that Lava Dart. While having an extra token is great, making sure that if in the off chance we have any beats that need to be blocked, it's a helpful strat.
I'm going to go ahead and dredge Dark Blast, which just so happens to be really, really awesome right here.
Indeed it does.
And I'm going to go ahead and play an Ether Hub. And I get an energy. And I'm going to take a damage. And I'm going to Dark Blast your Pyromancer.
And in response, we are going to sack that mountain to ensure that we've got a presence on the board. And he's going to take another one.
Alright. Then I'm going to use my mana from Ether Hub to cast a Breakthrough.
And that is good.
Alright, I'll start by dredging 3. Narcomoeba trigger, and then I'll dredge 2. And I'll dredge 4. We got a Creeping Chill trigger, and with that, I have to draw one more card and then discard my hand. Alright. So I do have a Narcomoeba trigger and a Creeping Chill trigger.
Yep, and the Creeping Chill will resolve, and I've already
done it. Alright. Narcomoeba enters.
Yep.
I've got 2 Silver Smotes, so I will move to end step. And I'll get 2 of these boys back.
Excellent, excellent.
And I will pass the turn.
I'll go ahead and untap, draw a card. So we're going to lead off on Cycling and Ash Barrens to grab a mountain.
Sweet.
Then we'll put that mountain in play. And being as having a blocker here seems pretty good, we're going to go ahead and pass the turn back.
Alright. So like he said, he does have a blocker, and I'm pretty cool trying to get pretty aggressive here. The only counterspells that are really free that I know of in this format are Daze and Foil. And he doesn't have enough cards in hand to foil me, and if he dazes me, I have a mana up. So I think it does make sense for me to dredge Dark Blast and get rid of that blocker. Alright, so I hit another Creeping Chill. So we'll take care of that. And then I am going to take a damage to Dark Blast the Elemental.
And that will resolve.
And get in 4/7.
So here we are actually going to take 7, which seems super weird at first blush, being as what we have in our hand, but we'll explain shortly. And then you'll go ahead and move to end step, I imagine?
Yep.
And in your end step, I'm going to Lava Dart both Silver Smotes to prevent them from reanimating themselves.
Makes sense.
So I'm taking a gamble here saying, hey, please don't hit a Creeping Chill on the next flip. If I can manage that, we're set. That's all we need. So Lava Darting both of those does mean I'm sacrificing that mountain. The only card we have in hand is an Ash Barrens. We're going to cycle it before we draw because we have to have the mountain. We can't afford to have that many misses in our deck. But we also don't really want to be drawing a bunch of extraneous lands from here on out. So thinning as much as possible is to our advantage. And then I will draw for turn, play mountain, and pass back.
Alright, so I've got some interesting options here. So I can get a Dakmor Salvage, which means that I can reliably Faithful Suiting next turn. His deck does not look like the type of deck to be running a Wasteland. So I can pretty much count on casting Faithful Suiting next turn. On the other hand, I can Dredge a Stinkweed, and if I hit either a Creeping Chill or Riftstone Portal, I can cast a Smiting Helix. Well, if I hit a Creeping Chill, Silversmith will come back. If I hit the Riftstone Portal, cast Smiting Helix. But I think that it's okay to take the slightly slower route and Dredge 2.
To ensure you've got an engine later.
Yeah. And then I'll be able to Dredge Stinkweed next turn. Mm-hmm. So I'll swing for 1.
Yep, and I'll be taking 1, going to 6.
Play Dakmor and pass the turn.
Alright, so I'll be untapping, drawing a card. And we are going to start off on a Brainstorm. And then we put 2 back. Those 2 are going to be that and that. I do believe. Yes. So we're going to put 2 back. Then we will play an island for turn. And pass the turn back.
Alright, this turn seems pretty straightforward. Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. Nothing crazy there. I'll go ahead and start by swinging for 1.
And I'll be taking 1, going to 5.
And then I will cast a Fatal Suiting.
Makes sense.
And I will take a damage. And I'll Dredge a Stinkweed. And there's that Riftstone Portal. And then we have a Narcomoeba Trigger. And yeah, we'll Dredge a Golgari Thug. Alright. And I got a discard 2. We're going to go ahead and discard a Stinkweed Imp and a Golgari Thug. There's a slight possibility that I may want to cast Stinkweed Imp next turn, so I'm fine leaving that in hand. And my Narcomoeba Trigger resolves, and I will pass the turn.
And we're going to go ahead and untap, draw a card here, play a Delver, and pass the turn back.
Alright, untap, I'll keep here. I could Dredge Dark Blast, and I could go for both Dark Blast and Smiting Helix, and in fact I think that that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to Dredge Dark Blast. And there's a Narcomoeba and a Creeping Chill. So it makes sense to just go ahead and start by Dark Blasting the Delver and moving to attacks. Attack for 2.
Yep. And although we can go ahead and bolt 1, we'll be taking a Lightning Helix to the dome after. So that will be lethal.
Alright.
Did you have the energy, I assume?
I didn't need the energy, so City of Brass.
Oh, that's a City of Brass. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought those were 2 Ether Hubs.
Yeah, the Ether Hub with the Riftstone Portal.
Gotcha.
Lets me get the
yeah.
white.
When you've got the Riftstone Portal, that definitely does help you tap for white. And that's just sort of the Magic experience I'm sure everyone is familiar with of not drawing your hate against Graveyard deck. It's just going to be that simple.
So if you don't mind me asking, so what is your Graveyard hate, or do you want to keep it hidden?
Oh no. So my Graveyard hate because we're currently in a testing phase for this format, it's diversified. So I have Weathered Runestone because the card is amazing against Dredge. Dredge's response to a card like this is typically a Ancient Grudge, which luckily this card shuts down. So he's hoping to natural draw into a natural state, which is honestly much harder to achieve in a Dredge deck than it is in a lot out there, with the exception of having Faithless Looting, Careful Study, and not Breakthrough, but the other one. What's the other one? Southly Gaussian in this version.
Yes.
Being as this isn't a traditional modern Dredge deck per se, those natural draw in hand removal spells are actually easier to find here than otherwise. The relics are just solid across every single matchup, and in a deck with Sprite Dragon, having cards that not only cantrip but trigger that, it's a solid play. Tormod's Crypt is a hedge against one land spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I brought in the natural states and the ancient grudges, figuring that I just needed to hedge against artifacts, and we didn't see any that game. But if we do see them, that's kind of the plan.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see a need to bring in lightning axes, because if you do cast a Delver, I'm just kind of hoping that that we're able to either kill it before it flips, or it's got to block a Silver Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then we do have 2 Pyroclasms as our other sideboard hate. Delver can afford to take a turn off of deploying a threat, or rely on a Sprite Dragon or Brineborn Cutthroat to close out games much more easily than a lot of decks out there. So having a Pyroclasm is definitely of benefit. Now, we are going to go ahead and switch up our matchups real quick. Being as MrGrazzilion is, in fact, a Dredge expert, I don't know if you're looking to stick on that against a different matchup, or whether you'd like to try something different.
Sure, I'll play another game. This is my first time playing this deck in paper, so I'm happy to run
Sure thing.
a few matches for sure.
So Walk is going to go ahead and hop in and take his beating now.
Let's hold on. Let's go to a break for just a second. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Bring it back, and we are gonna go with this match, which let's see how it goes. I'm gonna keep it a little secret. Let's mash this button 2 times. All right.
A secret. All right.
It'll become obvious very quickly.
So we're either on like some Jund strategy, maybe is what I'm thinking. Maybe some Jund, or some oops all spells type stuff. I don't know. Or some
so
reanimator. Some reanimator. I don't know.
Nowhere close.
All right.
All right, let's roll for it first.
Watch it be standstill. Oh my goodness.
That would be cool. 7.
The thing I love about this format so far, not to sort of run on a tangent,
Hell yeah.
is
Nice.
how easy it is to make a deck absolutely swagged out of control.
Yup.
Like,
I ordered
foil commons and uncommons are not a hard purchase for most anything in the format.
The biggest dollar item that I have really seen so far are like foil City of Brasses,
And foil
which
top.
are
foil
tops.
vial. Yeah.
Foil vial. Okay. The City of Brasses though are 300 plus.
Jeez.
For original printing though.
Full.
Or not original, first printing.
For the GP one,
Okay.
and then 7th edition is $800.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, nah.
But 7th edition foils are a being unto themselves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep begrudgingly, but I don't think I can find a better.
My hand has no enablers, so that is not a keep. Lands are great, but
I'm gonna flash what I got here. These are two nice cards to have. This one's slightly relevant in the format, and this one actually gets real out of hand real fast. I don't have any of my enabling pieces either, but I do have this to work towards in a pinch, so I think we're okay with this. I don't know if everyone can catch that, so I apologize if you couldn't.
We're gonna find out what you were referring to shortly.
Oh yeah. I think this is like the typical Dredge matchup where you're gonna have a free game 1 and then game 2 I have some cool tech that maybe helps. But I don't want you to see that.
All right. I'm excited to see what is gonna happen.
And I'm not gonna draw any of that sideboard tech the entire
that sounds
time.
good for me.
Yeah.
Man, my deck really loves giving me this card in my opening hand. So we are gonna put
Creeping Chill.
We are going to put a Creeping Chill. You guessed it, to the bottom. You saw the first 2 games, so that one sadly is not going to fly here.
I will look away and look at the stream screen.
The rest of my hand is decent, so yeah, we'll keep it. We'll give it a shot. Yeah.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Plains. Mother of Runes, say go.
Okay. All right. Does seem like a free game 1. But we will.
Hey, that was really good. Not okay.
Oh man, just imagine if I had the Dark Blast here. Oh man, that would be the best feeling. I'm gonna start with a tapped Crumbling Necropolis.
Oh man, Wasteland would be so nice right here.
Oh man, go ahead. Again, this card I really want to remove from the deck. I think that there are just better options out there.
I agree with the amount of the sort of free rainbow, at least on ETB cards like Crumbling Vestige,
yeah.
Pridemate, say go.
City of Brass, Gemstone, Aether Hub.
I do have 4 promo Crumbling Vestige ready to go. So
well, it sounds like the
if
answer.
you want to look away for a second, I have something real spicy in hand. So one thing that we can do with this hand is I can wait till next turn to do any action. And I can cast this card and respond with this one because it's an instant. So we got some spicy stuff going on. Alternatively, I can cast this turn and then go for this next turn. But I think we might go for a little bit more of a spicy play and try to really hit some bombs next turn. Just going for this card right now means that we're going to lose a lot of gas, and I'm definitely fine waiting here. So we're going to play a Gemstone Mine, or rather Mine de Gems, and I'm going to pass.
All right. Draw. I'm going to play another Mother of Runes.
All right.
I'm going to get it for 2.
I will take 2 damage.
Boom.
All right.
Already?
All right, here we go. We are going to get a real spicy meatball of a turn. That's exactly what we wanted. So we're going to play an Ether Hub,
okay,
and we're going to get an energy. And I'm going to start by
I don't like where this is going.
Casting a Breakthrough, and then I'm going to respond to that by casting a Tolarian Winds. So I'm going to discard my hand, and we're going to dredge 4. So we got both of these on the stack right now. And just to note, I discarded 4, so I'm gonna dredge or draw 4 cards. So 2, 3, 4. Not very good.
Keep it
at
up.
all.
I know you're about to dredge like 600 cards, but
come on, hit something. Oh, that is a big old brick.
That's called giving me a chance.
We're gonna draw 2 cards, and then this kind of sucks, but we're gonna actually draw 4. And we're just gonna have to discard our hand, which means we lost out on this Creeping Chill, and we lost out on a Silver Smoke this turn, and that is definitely unfortunate. But
sad dredge noises.
The odds of that are so low.
it is quite low with 13 dredgers in my deck.
Yeah.
But we'll pass. Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Bad timing on that, but I'm gonna grab a sword.
Sure.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was a Waxmane Baku, and I was going to be thrown for a very large loop.
Swing 2.
Sure.
So you go.
I don't even know what Waxmane Baku
Alright.
does.
I'm going to dredge Golgari Thug here.
Is that a... That's a Faithless Looting? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thankfully, we did hit another Thug. Man, these dredges have not been good this game.
Just give me a chance, man. That's what I
We
need.
are going to go ahead and cast this Faithless Looting
Okay.
and start with a dredge for 4. Man, Narcomoeba,
Trigger.
and we're gonna dredge another 4. Narcomoeba, man, really bricking this game. Discarding 2, and then we'll get 2 Narcomoebas back.
I'm gonna gain 2 life and put 2 counters.
All right, sounds good to me. And yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn. Go ahead.
So, chat, we've been spending the past few minutes trying not to feel bitter about not getting this draw from our opponent on our game with Delver. But, you know, we're just trying to live here.
No big
I'm good with this. Seeing Soul Sisters do things against Dredge, even though I know it's more Dredge not doing things for itself, feels real good. Spike Feeder.
To also note, I have been an idiot here and have been tapping my gemstone mine, removing counters when I could just be Riftstone Portal.
You can add 2 counters. I'm good with that.
It's all right. We got 1 counter left, and we can still Riftstone it. So
Trigger.
we're good.
I'm going to remove a counter. Trigger. So I'm going to go up 2 life,
All right.
plus the 1 for the Soul Warden. Move another counter here.
All right.
I'm going to go Pro Blue.
Yep.
Swing for 6.
I am down to 10 life.
And then I will say go.
All right.
Brick one more time and we'll be good to go.
All right. We need to not brick one more time. I did put a Creeping Chill on the bottom of my library, so I actually only have 2 that I can realistically hit here. So that's a little unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and dredge 4. Wow, another Silver Smoke Ghoul. That is exactly what I wanted. This time I will be tapping my Mind Gems for a white, and I will flashback a Faithless Looting.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and dredge 4. Creeping Chill trigger, and I will dredge 5.
So I'm going to do the math here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
2 more Narcomoeba triggers.
Okay, so I'll gain 2 more.
Yeah, and I'm going to discard 2.
Are you going to put them into play?
Yeah, I am.
So I'm going to gain 2. I'm going to put 2 more counters here.
And you're going to lose 3, and I'm going to gain 3.
I already did that.
Okay, cool. So at the end of turn, I will have some Silver Smoke triggers. He can just give his his creature Pro Blue. So
And I can remove this to add another counter. I can pump it up to over. Let's see here. I can gain. Put it to 7. I think I have lethal next turn.
all right,
I'm around 100% sure.
I'm going to swing in for 2,
I will take 2.
and we'll move to end step and see if we're dead.
So I'm going to gain 3 life.
Yeah, I
That's
do
gonna be
believe we're dead
9.
here, but let's see.
And then I will untap, upkeep, and draw. Gain 1 life.
Oh,
4. Pro Blue.
yep.
Swing for 10, 12, and before blocks, I'm gonna remove the. Actually, I'll just remove this.
Yep, and that's lethal. All right.
Goes to 5. That's 14.
All right. Cool.
And that's how you beat
Dredge.
That's Dredge. That's how you beat Dredge. It's not by winning through yourself. It's through Dredge missing.
Oh, man. Unfortunate.
All right. Now we get to bring in the fun tech.
If it's Ravenous Trap, that would be interesting. I'd actually be kind of down with that.
Ravenous Trap is in the format, but I'm not running it in this particular build.
Let's say it strikes me as a type of card that's not great against any other graveyard decks, realistically, aside from this one and Oops All Spells.
Yo.
So not being able to hit Reanimator, I feel like, is actually a big hindrance in this matchup. So here, we have a lot of options. He's not a graveyard deck. He's a creature deck, but I don't think I'm actually too concerned about his creatures. I don't think that's what this matchup is about. I think this matchup is gonna.
Hey, whoa! How did I beat you last game?
Okay.
Creatures.
Okay, that's a fair point. That I'm going to completely ignore, but that is a fair point. So I think just kind of bringing in Artifact Hate probably makes the most sense. It's usually the most likely graveyard hate that people are going to have in their decks. So I can get totally blown out here, and we will see what happens. We definitely like these. Not having Conflagrate definitely is sad, but
yeah, you lose closing, the ability to close. So I'll go here, do these two things.
Conflagrate, though, sadly doesn't is almost barely castable in this deck.
And if you don't have Loam, it just loses a ton of value too.
Yeah, not having Loam means that you're never really going to Conflagrate for more than maybe 4, maybe 5 at most.
Best case scenario.
So, right. So it's really not something that you care about. Normally casting your last Helix is like enough to get over the line.
Smiting
from
Helix,
what I've found. Yeah. If you're able to get a Smiting Helix and get all your Silver Smotes back, that's usually going to close the game out. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's hope that I don't get Fairy Macabre or I'm trying to think of other hate cards that are relevant turn 1. Let's hope for no Tormod's Crypt or something like that. So, alright, I'll take the play.
Alright.
And let's get a hand that doesn't have Narcomoebas in it for a 7. That would be sweet. This hand is good. I'm going to keep it.
I can't ship this. It doesn't have my hate, but I can't ship it.
If you look at my hand, it is pretty much the ideal hand. So these two are great, and we're going to go with that. So let's start with City of Brass. We're going to take a damage and cast a Fateless Looting.
You got it, man.
And we're going to discard 2 cards. We're going to discard... yeah, we're just going to discard these 2, not think too much about it.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass. Go ahead.
Woo. Alright, that's not great. But I'm going to go ahead and play out of Violence. There you go.
Oh, nice. Alright. I'm going to Dredge 4. Alright, we did hit another Dredger, which is super awesome. So I am going to take another damage and cast another Fateless Looting. We'll Dredge 2. Come on. Creeping Chill would have been very nice here. Did not hit it, so we'll draw. Oh my goodness. This is not the same as the last game for sure. So we're going to play another... we're going to play a Cephalid Coliseum, take a damage, and cast that Breakthrough that we just drew. So
okay. I'm just going to sit here with my Ether Vial. It's not doing anything.
It looks nice, kind of, you know. It looks decent, so I'll give you that. Alright. We do hit a Creeping Chill, so we have that trigger on the stack. Another Creeping Chill, another Creeping Chill.
So how many is that?
That is 3.
Alright, I'm gonna just
yeah, we are going to discard our hand.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
but
7, 8, 9.
We've got plenty of stuff going on. We have a Cephalid Coliseum. We have 3 Silver Smokes coming back. We have Dark Blast in Graveyard for any.
But look, I'm going to take this up to 1 next turn.
I am shaking in my boots. This is a scary position to be in. I'm going to move to end step and get some creatures back. And I'm going to pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Man, I could have Ancient Grudged that vial, which might have...
Is there a Dark Blast in your graveyard?
There is, yeah.
That's -1/-1?
Yes.
Alright. So go.
Alright. Yeah, here... So here I can go for Dakmor or Dark Blast. But I think it makes sense this turn to get Dark Blast and also probably destroy that Ether Vial. So I'm going to Dredge 3, hit a Narcomoeba, trigger, and then we're going to go to attacks, and I'm going to swing for 9.
I'll go 2.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and flashback Ancient Grudge on the Aether Vial.
And I'm going to be disappointed in you.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
Keep draw. Alright, we're done here.
Okay.
We're just done here.
I thought maybe you were faking something there, but
Nah, I was hoping that you would. I wasn't hoping that you'd brick like last game, but I was hoping that you'd like not hit a home run like that much.
yeah. See, I ran out of gas on the second Faithless Looting, but the top card of my deck was a breakthrough.
That'll do it.
So that was essentially the dream right there.
Yup.
That was what we wanted to see. I do not know what sideboard hit you have for me though.
I'm gonna try more aggressively to find it this time. I swear.
It must be something pretty spicy. So
I don't even know how good it is. Theory wise, I feel like it's reasonable against you, but it doesn't stop everything you're doing. But it does stop a lot. I can't tell you until you see it.
I'm trying to think about what's out there. It's got to be some white weenie creature that shuts me down. It's got to be some old white weenie creature.
No, it's Jotun Grunt.
I'm thinking of a 1-drop from Ravnica. It would be pretty decent.
I don't know what set it's from.
It's a 2/1.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Oh, the one that you can sacrifice to exile all the cards that were put in the graveyard this turn or whatever.
No.
Oh man, what is it?
What could it be?
What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of a 2-drop spirit? Is that what it is?
You think of something that D&T occasionally plays.
Yeah,
okay.
This gets played in green-white hate bears very seldomly.
Yeah, it's
It's the Dryad that exiles instants and sorceries.
Yep.
What's the name of that?
Dryad Militant.
Dryad Militant. I used to play that when I originally started Modern.
Yeah, and I think it shuts down all of your life gain before it happens, unless you hard cast it, in which case I can get under that.
Alright, well, let's hope that we don't see Dryad Militant, because I did not board in Lightning Axes, so...
No lands.
A Dark Blast does hit it, though.
A Dark Blast does it, so...
But it can't be from the graveyard.
So, this hand is kind of interesting. I have my sideboard card, or at least one of my sideboard cards, but this hand doesn't have a lot of action. So, at this point, regretting not bringing in Lightning Helix. Big time. So, obviously, if this was a Lightning Helix, this would be a really, really easy keep. So, I just don't think this hand is very good, given that this card is what it is. I think that if this card was a draw 2, discard 2 would be better. So we're gonna mull this hand.
I'm gonna go to 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my hand had a breakthrough and a natural state and dredgers, but just casting a breakthrough on turn 1 and discarding my whole hand is usually just not gonna.
It's a trap.
Right. Then you're just limited to your graveyard, and
with LED it's a little bit different, but
right.
But as it is now, nah.
So. Oh yeah, with LED, it's like, all right, cool. If I had a Fateless Looting, I can just cast that. And so basically, Wizards just needs to print another uncommon version of an LED, and that would be fantastic for me.
All right.
All right, better luck on your 6.
It's 5 actually.
Oh, 5? Well, good luck on your 5.
I'm not a
going
scumbag.
6. Okay. Okay, so this hand is definitely much better.
I'm gonna keep
more of what I'm looking for.
Begrudgingly.
And we're gonna put that one on the bottom. All right.
All right, we ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go to 21. Say go.
All right. Okay, that's a good pickup. So I'll start with a Cephalid Coliseum.
Yep.
And cast a Careful Study.
Okay.
Oh, 2 bad pickups. Real bad.
2 Creeping Chills.
Close.
All right. Ready?
Go ahead.
Say go. It's real rough.
I'm gonna dredge 5. We did hit a Creeping Chill, so that is gonna get exiled. And we're gonna do that number, and then I'm going to cast a Careful Study and dredge 5.
Yeah, you got it.
And dredge 3. It's a good hit. Creeping Chill trigger. I'm going to discard 2, so I'm going to discard 2 Stinkweed Imps. Alright. And then I think that here we're just going to play a Gemstone Mine and hold up this Dark Blast and pass the turn.
Okay. Land. I'm gonna cast Primate.
Yeah, I'll definitely respond here by Dark Blasting the message for him.
So go.
Alright. Here it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to dredge Dark Blast, but it is an option. I think it makes sense to dredge Stinkweed and then kill the Pride Mate, so I'm going to dredge Stinkweed. Come on, Creeping Chill. Nope. And this is actually a really, really good turn for me. So I'm going to play the Ether Hub.
Yep.
And then use the mana from that to Smiting Helix the Pride Mate.
Use the energy?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
No
I
worries.
use the energy and I'm going to Smiting Helix that, which means I do gain 3, which will trigger my Silver Smote. And that will come back and end step, and I'll pass turn.
Alright, untap, upkeep, and draw. Can you respond to this?
Sure thing.
This last question here. Let's see here. I'm gonna go Essence Warden.
Sure.
Mom, single.
You gain 1, I'm assuming?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Alright. Untap, upkeep. So here...
I would say a little bit more. I would say, yeah, that's fine.
So here
We thought we had it on there.
So here I'm faced with kind of a, an issue that this deck can run into a lot, which is where I don't have enough colored mana. So if I get rid of my Gemstone Mine, I can never ever sacrifice this Cephalid Coliseum. However, Dark Blasting Mom does seem really relevant here.
Yeah, they're catching all the things that we thought.
So yeah, I think that
What are we doing?
I think that leaving Mom on the battlefield is just a recipe for disaster, sadly. So I think it makes sense.
Mom's not a very good card. I wouldn't stress about it.
Yeah, but it does stop my silver smotes from attacking, which is kind of a problem. So I think
Yeah, that's fine.
that I'll dredge Dark Blast, and we'll see what we hit. We hit a Narcomoeba and an
Trigger.
Ancient Grudge. And yeah, you can gain the 1. I will move 2 attacks and attack for... Wait, aren't you at a lower life total?
No, because I've been gaining life. I think I got both of those. So I lost 3, and then I gained off of... No. I've been trying to...
Yeah, you should be a little lower. So you gained 1,
1.
and then 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yep.
And you've taken 6.
So
that adds up. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
good.
I'm tripping. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with Silver Smoke here and
I'll take 3.
see what happens. Okay. So now the question is, do I kill the Mother of Runes here, or do I not worry about it? Yeah, I think that I gotta kill the Mom here so that I can keep attacking with the Silver Smiths.
That takes you off
So,
of colors, which I like.
Yeah, we'll do that, and I will pass the turn. Go ahead.
Draw. Pardon me, trigger.
Sure.
Gain 1, put 1.
Yep.
Single.
All right. Untap, upkeep. I'm going to dredge 5.
There you go.
All right. And
There are a few cycling lists.
I'm going to move 2 attacks, and I'm gonna swing with these 2.
Yeah, I'll take it. So I'm going
That's
to take 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then I'll take a damage and cast a Narcomoeba.
Trigger.
Yep. And then I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Single Geist.
Sure.
Triggers.
Yep.
I'm going to swing 4, 5.
Sure. I'll take 5.
Single.
Alright. Tap upkeep. Man, I would have loved to hit a Dakmor salvage at this point. That would have been nice, but we'll dredge another 5. Narcomoeba trigger. At this point, the primate's out of my control, so getting Narcomoeba back here doesn't really do that much.
Gain a life. Counter here.
And then I'm gonna also exile this Creeping Chill.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright. And so if I attack with the Silver Smote, he can block with the Strangle Root, which is kind of what he wants to happen.
Correct.
And I don't really see a reason to do that. It doesn't really advance my game plan at all, attacking into it. So I think here I can just attack with the Narcomoebas.
I'll take 2.
Alright, go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Soul Warden trigger.
Sure.
5 here. Swing for 7.
Sure. So here, there's only one more Creeping Chill left in the deck. And I don't think that I really have a reason to be attacking with Silver Smote on the ground, so I think it actually makes sense to block with Silver Smote here.
That works.
Alright.
Single.
Alright, come on. Let's hit a Dakmor salvage here. That would be awesome.
Please don't.
Dredge 4. And there's the Dakmor Salvage.
No!
And another Silver Smote. So I'll attack for 3 in the air.
2, 3.
And I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Got a swing here.
Yep, that's 7.
See you.
Alright, definitely dredging Dakmor. This allows me to start casting Stinkweed Imps and such from my hand, which is definitely a big game against this deck.
Does that ETB tapped?
It does, yeah. So I think here, the chances of him killing me are not 0. I think that maybe if he hits another land, he can... Let's say that he has Spike Feeder. He can gain 2, and then gain another 4. So he could get 4 more triggers, make an 11, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That would be exactly lethal. So I think here...
It gets out of hand quickly.
If he has... I think that I think I'm more likely to lose to that. Whereas if I like attack for 2 here, leave 1 blocker back, and let's say he has removal plus land plus Spike Feeder, you have what, 4 cards in hand?
3.
3 cards in hand. I mean, that means that he has to have Spike Feeder and removal and a land on top of his deck. I think that's not a 0%, but if I lose to that, I think I lose to that. So I'll attack for 2 here.
I'll take 2.
And I will play the Dakmor Salvage, and I will pass.
End of your turn. I'm gonna swords this guy.
Alright, I gain 1.
Untap. Upkeep. And draw.
So I think land Spike Feeder, because of that swords actually, I think it doesn't kill me. Okay.
Yep, no, it doesn't. But I'm gonna swing for 7, 8, 9.
Alright, I go to 9 life.
So you go.
Alright. So now we're at the point where casting these Stinkweed Imps is big game. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go for as much dredge as we can so we can get these Silver Smotes back and such. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting that last Creeping Shell would be super nice before we deck.
Well, it's gotta be in there somewhere.
Alright. The other option is... No. We're gonna stick to the plan. We're gonna stick to the plan here. A Stinkweed does mean that his Primate gets even bigger, sadly.
And I gain 2 life.
And you gain 2 life. So given that, and that I don't want to lose to 2 removal spells, I think that I'm going to swing for 1 here.
When's it change? You're gonna swing for 1?
I'm going to swing for 1 damage.
I will take 1.
And I'm going to cast Stinkweed Imp.
Triggers, I'm gonna gain 2.
Yep.
He's gonna get 2 counters. Then he's gonna go to 7.
Is Tolarian Winds a wheel effect? I always forget what that card is.
Discard.
Discard your hand, draw that many cards. So similar to a wheel. Yeah, I'm going to pass.
End of turn, I'm going to sword your Stinkweed.
Alright.
Gain 1 life.
So another removal spell here kills me. Any way to make a Johnny Primate Trampler kills me. There's quite a few things here that can kill me.
I'm gonna play green-white, Conclave Mentor, 2 triggers.
4 more. Okay.
So I'm gonna gain 2 life. For each life, it gets 2 more counters.
Alright.
So it's gonna go to... So we've got... I can't do the math. That's 11, 12, 12, 13. 13 there.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing with these 2 dudes.
We're clearly gonna block here and take 2.
Over to you.
Alright. So here, My wood dredge. So, I mean, I don't have that many cards left in my library, but at this point I'm really just trying to hit that last creeping chill. So we're just gonna dredge this stinkweed and hope that we hit that creeping chill. That'd be nice.
You have to at some point.
I mean, I have to at some point, but it is not this point.
Is it on the bottom of your deck? Did you mull that to the bottom of your deck?
I did not. I did not. There's 6 cards left. I'm going to cast another stinkweed, which means it probably means going to get.
So I get 2 more life.
2 more life and 4 more counters.
Yes, so that's 6.
And then
3. Yep.
And again here, I don't really want to lose to some random craziness, so I think I have to sit back. Sadly, go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep and draw. Mother of Runes. Triggers. Gain 2. This gets 4 more counters, so this gets the 6+1.
Yep. Alright. That's a big boy.
I'm gonna swing with these 2.
Well, it doesn't have first strike, so I'll block the Primate with Stinkweed.
Oh, that has
Death Touch.
Do you mind if I roll it back? I did not know that.
Sure.
I'm just gonna swing with this dude. I sincerely apologize.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll take 2.
Cool. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
See ya.
Alright. I am going to dredge Dark Blast here because I do lose to Mother of Runes on the battlefield. And the Creeping Chill would be great right here, and there it is.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, and well, I'm not doing anything else, so we will go ahead and kill that Mother of Runes.
You got it.
And well, you're gonna gain a lot of life and your guy's gonna be really big, but I'm probably still not dead here, so that's a bonus. So we'll move to end step, and you're gonna gain 8 life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is, let's just call this infinitely big at this point. Like, this is enough to kill you if it connects.
That's a big boy. Yeah, he gets 16 counters. So yeah, he's got a lot of counters. I die to that very quickly.
If it connects, you dead.
If it
let's
connects,
just agree.
I'm dead. That's cool. Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Not the card I'm looking for. I'm gonna oust this.
So that does what?
Puts it second from the top of your library.
And I gain 3.
And you gain 3.
Second from the top. So
CP is eating it.
Your turn. What's that? No.
Oh, it's not?
Nope. The thing, so anybody who's talking about counterbalance, the thing with the counterbalance is it doesn't have a catch-up mechanic like Terminus. So it just hasn't proven to be a problem.
All right.
I'm just gonna swing like this.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
All right. Say go.
Draw a card.
The natural draw.
Sadly, I'm trying to look at my lands and see if there's
Any left?
another land left that I can draw that would allow me to
Yeah, I think I'm on the deck plan
do
at this
anything.
point.
And yeah, I definitely agree. You have to be on the deck plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast a Stinkweed, and you can gain another 2 life.
I will. Remember, you had me at 1 life.
I did, and I think at this point I just have to move 2 attacks and swing with all my Silver
That's why
Smotes.
CD is not great. So you're swinging with all 4 of those.
I'm swinging with all 4 Silver Smotes.
Well, block 1 for sure.
Alright, 1's definitely dying. We got 9 more damage.
This is not relevant. I will block 2 and I will take 6.
Okay. Alright. And then I'll pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Not the card we're looking for, but it's close enough to a land that I accept.
All right.
And I'm actually just going to go ahead and play out copy number 2.
All right.
Yeah, say go.
All right. Well, his hand is basically almost empty. I think at this point, can't really attack on the ground. We only have 2 more draws left. I'm definitely dead here. But you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Because we can, we're going to go ahead and Natural State an Aether Vial.
Alright.
And we're going to Ancient Grudge the other Aether Vial.
Ooh.
Yeah. Get those out of here. We don't want those.
You got it.
And we'll play our Dakmor Salvage tapped. And I'm going to swing at you for 2 in the air.
I will take 2.
The spicy 2. Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Right on time.
The 3rd land.
We got a land! Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Flicker Wisp.
Okay.
I'm going to target... It doesn't really matter what I target because I'm sitting on the ground here. I'm going to target this guy, but I'm going to gain 2 life.
Sure.
Move my end step, returns.
Yeah.
Gain 2 life. He has infinite counters on it still.
Yes.
Say go.
That's the name of the game here. Wow, we hit this card just in time. I think that this is really important to have in my hand now. So
I'm so curious.
Here we go. The second Dark Blast in our deck coming out to play.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. I know you're scared. So we're gonna Dark Blast that Flicker Wisp.
You got it.
Yeah, we're gonna get in there for 2 damage.
I accept.
And you know what? We're gonna play a Stinkweed, and you can get another 2 life.
All right.
Go ahead.
Draw. I don't know what to do here. I'll say go.
All right, down to the last card in the deck. A goodie, a real good one. Man, if only we could Natural State one of your creatures. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna give it the old college best, and we're gonna go all in.
How much do I have coming at me?
You got 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 damage coming at you.
I'll block one of these.
All right.
I'll block the other one of them.
All
and
right.
I'll take 3.
Okay. And I think I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to pass the turn to you, sir.
Well, this is gonna come back in. He's gonna get infinitely more counters. I'm gonna gain 2 more. And I'm gonna draw.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna swing out.
You know what? That does it. You know, funny enough, I actually had a way that I could have stayed alive this game by casting my 2 Golgari Thugs and putting my Narcomoebas back on top.
Yep.
The issue here is that he gains
Life every time.
life every single time, and it's still not a winning race for me. So I am going to scoop him up there, because for every creature that enters the battlefield, he gains 2 life, and I have no way of getting the Golgari Thugs back. So I'd get some Narcomoebas for free, but alas, not relevant to the matchup. So.
Yep, let me show you the sideboard tech for this particular matchup. It's not great, but it's hopefully enough. It's just 2 Ghostly Prisons, 3 Dryad Militants. Just enough to kind of like gum up the ground a little bit and make your game plan off its footing.
Gotcha. Oh, Ghostly Prison's cool.
Yeah, it just basically stops the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah.
Makes it hard for you. Like if you're paying mana to do your enablers as well as doing all that other stuff, it's real tricky.
So I brought in Artifact Hate because even as of game 3, I did not know what.
So real quick, somebody on Discord is talking about Conflagrate. I don't know if they have audio on, but if in case they do, why don't you think Conflagrate is super great here?
The mana base is one of the biggest problems with the deck right now. So if you notice in that last game, the lands that I had on the battlefield were Aether Hub that had
no energy,
2 Dakmor Salvages, and a Cephalid Coliseum. This is not an uncommon thing to see in this deck, is just having lands that don't tap for relevant colored mana. And that's why I ended up cutting down the number of Smiting Helixes in the deck, because it's still difficult to cast. And that is why I'm running a Riftstone Portal.
Yep.
So with Riftstone Portal in the graveyard, wherever it is, let's see what we can find. So with Riftstone Portal, if you're not familiar, when it's in the graveyard,
It's so good.
the lands I control can tap for
Green and white.
green and white.
Yep.
So, even in this circumstance, I still could not cast a Smiting Helix. Even I mean, I couldn't cast a Faithless Looting.
Couldn't cast anything. That's why I was
Really couldn't
okay
cast
with you
anything,
taking
yeah.
that action to burn that last counter.
Right. So,
And it made things very awkward.
what you hope is late in the game you have a City of Brass or maybe a Gemstone Mine or something like that has counters on it.
Yeah.
Or maybe having an Aether Hub that still has some energy. That way you can cast that one or maybe the two Smiting Helixes. But yeah.
Cool. All right, we're going to go to a break real quick, and we're going to cycle in some folks and different decks, and we'll be back in 30 seconds to a minute.
Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. As per request, we are going to be running cycling control as well as Jund. So we're going to roll off to the play right now.
Alright. Let's see, we got a 5 there.
We got a 10, so I will be taking the play. This hand, while it does have cool stuff, only has 1 land, so we're going to mulligan that.
Oh man, I'm not 100% on if this is a keep, especially against a deck like the one that we're going up against, but I really like some of the cards that we're working with here. So I think that given that some of these units in my hand are pretty spicy, I think we're gonna keep. I don't think though that I think there's a couple cards in my hand that may not be super awesome, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, so we'll go ahead and put that to the bottom. And we'll lead off on a Dismal Backwater and pass the turn back.
Alright. I will start off with a Woodland Chasm. Go ahead.
Untap, draw for turn. Gonna go ahead and play a Swiftwater Cliffs, gain another life, continue this winning streak, and pass back.
Alright. I think here it makes sense to go ahead and play a Tainted Peak and a Hymn.
Alright, so we do have some cards we want to keep. So in response to that Hymn, we are going to Brainstorm. We will keep the Essentials sitting on top of our library, and that's going to be those 2 fellows, I think. Yeah, that's probably a solid play. And the Hymn will resolve.
Alright. So let's see, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reroll on 6.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's 1.
Yep, so then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 3. Alright.
So you hit an Expunge and an Ancient Excavation.
What are you mind if I read these?
Sure. Ancient Excavation is a quasi-wheel.
Okay. Short turn. Okay, cool. I like it. Alright. Go ahead.
I will untap, go ahead and draw a card. We're going to play an Ash Barrens just because we've got enough mana that I'm not super worried. And I am going to go ahead and put down an Ominous Seas.
Whenever you draw a card, put it for sure. You have 8 for sure. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright. Untap, upkeep, draw. Not the greatest card that I've ever seen. I'll go ahead and play a Rocky Tar Pit and pass the turn.
Alright, so on tap, I'll draw, which will trigger that Ominous Seas. So this gets 1 Foreshadow counter. Didn't even know that's what it's called. And I am going to go ahead and Frantic Search.
Oh, that's pretty good with this Ominous Seas.
I'll draw 2. Trigger this twice. It'll go up to 3. Discard 2. We're going to go ahead and discard an Improbable Alliance and a Easy Prey, and then we're going to untap 3 lands.
Man, this card with Brainstorm is great.
Yes.
Do you mind if I take a look at your graveyard? I am not familiar with Easy Prey and...
Easy Prey is Fatal Push that costs 2 in cycles.
Okay, cool. And this is whenever you draw, you send for your turn. Sweet. Okay. I like it. And of course, Frantic Search is a classic. So, sweet. Alright.
And we'll go ahead and pass the turn back.
Alright. Draw. Alright. Got some decent cards in hand. I'm going to play a Tainted Wood. And I think I'm fine just passing here.
So I will go ahead and Brainstorm since you said it was such a great card.
It is fantastic.
Yep, so I'll draw 3. And put 2 back. It's going to be that, and then...
And this does get 3 counters, I assume?
Yes.
All right.
That. And then I will untap, draw a card, putting another counter on it. And, you know, it's a cool card. We should try it out, see what it does.
All right.
Improbable Alliance.
That is sweet. So if you have another dude here, you get to draw another card. That's pretty sweet.
And we're passing back.
I don't think I have to worry about Wasteland here, so I'll sacrifice Rocky Tar Pit. And what are we working with in hand? I think I'll go get another red black maybe. We got 2 green. Yeah, let's go get another land that taps for red. Yeah, we'll get a Sulphurous Mire. And I guess we'll go to my turn.
Yep.
Alright. Alright. Oh, that card is legal in this format. That is a spicy, spicy card right there. I like that. That's really cool. I think that it makes sense to pass here.
Gonna untap, gonna draw a card, which will trigger here. Then I am going to cycle and neutralize
Alright.
to draw another card,
Sure.
which will trigger Improbable Alliance, and I will get a 1/1 flyer. I realize that these are fairies that are blue, but I don't know if we have blue fairies. It might be that we're stuck using birds. I hope that folks are understanding. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have fairies.
So I think here, I think I'm going to respond to this trigger if that's alright.
Okay.
And I'm going to destroy your Ominous Seas.
Okay, so in response, I will remove 8 counters to make a Kraken.
Alright.
I am not confident that we have Kraken tokens, so...
Does that also make you sacrifice Ominous Seas or no?
No.
Ah, okay. Very nice.
That just sticks around.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is a recurring value engine. It is dumb levels of good. So this is a Kraken. This is a fairy.
Alright.
And yeah, it's back to you.
Alright. I'm going to draw a card. Alright. I like where this is going. Well, definitely like where this is going. I think that it makes sense to
Quick deck spot check so we can see what we have.
cast a Archfiend's Vessel. That's
Archfiend's Vessel is a good magic
card.
Yeah.
And I think that I have a lot of options right here. But I think that I like casting Village Rites, sacrificing this guy,
That's a good one.
and drawing 2 cards. And then playing a Tainted Wood. And a lot of options here, actually. A lot of options here. I think I'm going to cast Imperial Recruiter.
It's a good one.
We're going to go see what we're working with in here. Let's see. We got more Archfiend's Vessels. We got this guy. Alright, what else do we got in here? More Archfiend's Vessels. Which one is it? That's pretty sweet. I actually kind of like getting that one. Let's see, that one seems nice. That one is a very, very spicy one. Could also get one. No, I can't get one of those. I think it makes sense here to just get a Plague Mare.
I agree with that choice.
And
If you had the removal that only hit my fairy, I could see Gatekeeper of Malik here, but the likelihood that I could get a second fairy in response is fairly high.
yeah. And I am going to pass here.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take my first draw for the turn. Move to combat.
Alright.
Swing for 8.
I think I'm just gonna block and take the 1.
Makes sense. And currently where we're at in the game, I don't mind just playing out a second threat and pass it back.
Quickly update deck. Is this deck or player? I can't see.
Deck.
Throw him on John.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to
Oh, and I shouldn't. Oh, yes, I should be at 22. I've gained life off 2 lanes.
Is this the first game?
Yes, this is first game. 1, 2.
I'm gonna cast a Plague Mage,
Yep, so I'll lose a bird.
and I'll cast a Gatekeeper Kick,
That makes sense.
and I'll pass.
I'll go ahead and untap. I'll draw, triggering Omniscience. I am going to go ahead and wonder what I'm doing here. I think that we're going for a confluence of engines before we worry
Ooh, okay.
about responding to some
2/2s.
tutus. Yeah. If we can get to a point where we've got, multiple improbable alliance triggers a turn, we're going to be feeling good about ourselves.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing for 4.
And I'm going to take that going to 18, excuse me.
And I think it makes sense to just keep playing lands. I don't think there's any downside here.
That's fair.
And there's a lot of things that are decent that I can do here. What I kind of like, and this could be wrong. This could be wrong, but I think I'm gonna unearth my Imperial Recruiter.
Okay. I'm
could
sure you're aware of
I
the
could get the
interaction.
5/5 with
Yeah.
Archfiend's Vessel, but I think that what I'm gonna do is get Imperial Recruiter, and then we're gonna go get another spicy unit right here called Thorn of the Black Rose,
That is a good magic card.
and we're gonna cast that one.
Alrighty.
And I think that is slightly better than getting the 5/5, just because I feel like any non-land cards that I can draw at this point are live Magic the Gathering cards here. So I'm pretty happy to do these. Let me think about how I'm going to tap real quick though. Let me look at my hand. I think I'm going to tap like this.
Okay.
And yeah.
Pass
so
them back.
I become the Monarch. Do we have a Monarch token?
I'm relatively sure we do. I know that I have plenty sitting at home. Did we bring any here? Not seeing any there.
Do I? Okay, hold on. I might have one in a different deck.
I do not personally.
I do. I have.
Excellent.
I have one hiding in a commander deck. There we go.
Perfect.
Alright.
So you'll go ahead and draw a card on your end step.
Yeah. And
Pass back.
pass back. Go ahead.
Alright, so I will draw, triggering Ominous Seas. I am going to cycle a Lonely Sandbar, triggering Improbable Alliances. So I will get 2 birds, also known as fairies. And then I am going to pass the turn back to you.
Alright.
Oh, and I have a second trigger
Oh,
off
yeah.
of the Lonely Sandbar.
I think here it makes sense to just go to my turn and I think probably just keep attacking with the boys. Draw. That is a decent card here, but I think I'm going to start with moving to attacks, and I think that I'm just going to attack all.
All right. So,
Wait, these are blue, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, blue fairies. Okay.
yeah. So, being as we're most worried about reanimates, we are going to go ahead and actually not block, just for the sake. We'll block one with the Imperial Recruiter with one of them.
Okay, and then you take 5.
Yep. Take 5. Go to 13.
And then second main, I'm going to go ahead and cast a Blightning on you.
Second main Blightning. In response, I will cycle a Lonely Sandbar
Okay.
to draw a card. And then I will go ahead and discard 2 and take 3.
Alright. And then I'll cast a Archfiend's Vessel. And move to end step
Yep.
and get that card. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Gonna go ahead and cycle a Miscalculation to draw a card, triggering these 2. So I have 3 birds.
Sure.
And another counter on all the seas, draw a card. I will swing with 1 bird.
And I will bolt that bird because I do like having my monarchy.
Alright, so we have 2 birds remaining, and we're going to pass the turn back to you.
Alright. Untap. Keep. Draw. Alright. Good draw, good draw. I think here, I think it makes sense to just keep throwing the boys in. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, well, I mean, he can make an 8/8 here, but I think, let me see real quick.
It is 8 counters.
I think that's fine here. Yeah, I think we're just gonna swing in with the boys.
Alright, so that would be 6 damage, putting me to 4 if I do not block. He already has access to triggering the Vessel Reanimate if he wanted it. So I'm personally of the opinion that he doesn't have Unearth, or else he would have probably just gone for Clock. Having access to Monarchy is insanely good for my deck, so I think I'm just going to take 6.
Alright. Second main, I'm going to cast Inquisition of Kozilek targeting you.
Yep, you've got to neutralize.
Alright. And given my hand here, I think that it's safe to just... I think I'm going to actually Bloodchief's Thirst a bird.
Down to 1 bird.
And then yeah, move to end step and
Alright.
get that draw. Go ahead.
We'll untap, we'll draw. Trigger Ominous Seas. Move to combat and swing.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and bolt your bird.
Makes sense. I am going to have to cycle this Ominous Seas to trigger here and here to get 2 birds so that we don't die. So draw, and I will pass the turn back to you.
Alright. Alright. I will move to attacks, and I will swing out.
I will make a Kraken.
Sure.
I will move to blocks.
Yep.
I will block the Plague Mare, Gatekeeper of Malakir, and the Archfiend's Vessel, and take one.
Sure.
Go
Take one. And this dies.
Yep.
And
My birds die.
Your birds die, and this dude dies.
And then you bolt me.
And then I will Blood Chiefs the Kraken.
Sure thing.
And I will play a swamp and move to Ensa.
Alrighty. We're going to untap. Draw. So I am going to Frantic Search.
Sure.
So I will draw 2, discard 2.
And you get 2 birds.
I have a trigger here. We get 2 fairy birds. We get another 2 tokens here. And I am going to discard an Expunge and a Swamp. Play a Crumbling Necropolis tapped. And pass the turn back to you.
Alright. Draw. I'm going to cast an Unearth on Plague Mare.
Sounds great. So you have it.
And then swing. Alright, GG's.
Let's go to game 2.
Having the recurring Krakens is a little terrifying. I'm not going to lie.
Isn't it? So for those who are asking about bands, yeah, they're going to be queued up tomorrow evening. They'll go live on the website overnight. They'll be ready. Like, you wake up on April 1st, it'll look like an April Fool's joke, but it's real, I promise. We're not here to joke. We're not jokesters. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward ban. Everything will make sense, I promise. There's nothing that's going to be out of left field for you. So yeah.
Alright. So let's see what we're working with here inside. You are working with a lot of enchantments.
It's true.
But I don't think that I have strict enchantment destruction, but I do have some other forms of things.
Other
that can
forms of
work.
things are a thing.
Yeah, other forms of things that'll work. I kind of like this card.
Which one's that? Oh.
This one, I like that. That seems decent here. I think anything that's kind of a 2-for-1 is considerable.
In John, yes. Anything that's a 2-for-1 is considered.
I don't know that these matter.
I don't think they do.
I don't think it does anything. I think that this is possibly decent, but let's see what we got in deck.
The exact verbiage. I think that's very solid.
Yeah. I think that there are some cards in here that are a little less relevant. So
I would say the Monarch seems real sketch against the deck that can generate 1/1s and instant speed.
that was gonna be one of the first things that I
When you
that I get
grabbed
away
that,
from.
I was like, man, if you don't have just perfect removal, this is going to be bad for you. Because it also means that if I have the Monarch and I do nothing on my turn, I get 2 1/1s.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Right,
I actually think that the Monarch cards belong in this deck. Fall from favor specifically.
Yeah, that
as removal,
makes a lot of
despite
sense.
the fact that it does not cycle.
So what is Wildwood's? Am I missing something with Wildwood Scourge? Like, what am I missing?
It's an Imperial Recruiter target that closes the game.
Okay.
Because it's a 0. Oh, it needs to be Hero's Bane. I haven't swapped it yet. But it's still the same thing. It's a 0/0 that can close the game.
I don't know that card is important at all in this matchup. I don't know if it does.
This matchup,
anything.
I don't think so.
I was gonna say I feel like
Unless
it does
you
nothing.
can get bigger than an 8/8, I say it does nothing.
Right. And I even think that Gatekeeper is very mediocre.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think it does anything. Plague Mare's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, Plague Mare is like the Wrath that's, as you found, it's very recurable and it's tutorable.
Although the other thing is, like, I feel like Inquisitions are bad they're like fine in this matchup.
If you
I
can
don't
hit
think they're
Ominous
great.
Seas, they're great.
Like,
If you can hit
If I can hit your 2 enchantments that seem to be kind of fire.
So it's not 2, actually. You just didn't see the best one.
Oh, okay. So there's one that's a much spicier...
Much better. Just
much nicer piece of cake.
I would say might just hose your deck.
A bigger piece of candy.
Yeah.
Is that the shock one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good card.
Whenever you cycle a card, shock.
Ah,
It's very good. It's
That's
2-drop.
that seems decent.
Yeah! Against the deck of 2/2s, remarkably good. Yeah.
Right, against a deck of entirely pretty much 2/2s and 1/1s, and that's kind of the game plan to close the game.
Yeah.
You do have a 3/2,
So-
which doesn't help you much, but you have a 3/2.
I have a 3/2. I also,
Have a 1/3 you cut.
I'm taking out the Hydra that could be decent.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how this goes.
But you didn't know about that card until
That's
I
true.
told you about it.
That's true. So we're gonna see how it goes, and if you hit that, that's gonna be unfortunate for me.
Yes, and hopefully you have the removal.
That is gonna be quite unfortunate for me. Oh man, what a hand here. What a hand.
Why this? Oh, I got. Yeah, never mind.
So-
Okay, I won't even ask.
So man,
I don't know.
if I might
does what
ask,
it says it does.
if I might ask,
Yeah.
why run any dual lands that are not black, or are you already running the max number of the black dual lands? Because I mean, I'll show my hand because I think I am gonna throw it back just because of how it is. Like I can't do any of these. Yeah. So
there's 2 fetches in there.
right.
This build has it's something that I've been working on specifically with the mana base, because mana bases in this format are very tricky.
the tainted cards are amazing.
They're amazing, but the idea here is this can get you either color, because there are occasions where you really need green.
I can see that. Is it just one of these?
Yeah, just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a singular one, and there's 2 fetches in there because at least I don't have it in here right now. But originally, when I built the mana base, there was a witch's cottage, so you could like recur your Bloodbraid Elf with the fetch.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah. We are gonna.
So this
Send it
is
back.
not our format, but have you guys seen the modern Skelemental Witch's Cottage list?
Yes, it's so awesome.
So much fun.
It's so awesome.
it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like if you want to turn your brain off and just like smash and make people feel bad, that's the way.
Skelemental's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
an awesome
literally
magic
what
card.
Skelemental is.
Yeah.
Is the turn, no thoughts, head empty, feel bads of magic.
Right.
I love it.
Do you have removal right this second? Because you're about to have no hand right now.
I
takes-
like playing against it with Dredge. It's a nice card to get hit by. Dang it. Discard my 2 cards. Cast Life from Below. What a terrible exchange for me. Oh, I got a Dark Blast. Terrible hand.
Yo. How is Dredge
Wow.
positioned in modern?
This hand is way worse. 5 lands and 2 Bloodchief
That
Thirst.
seems great to me, because you can cast the Blood Chiefs first for 4 now.
Yeah.
Lands to get there.
Meaning you can hit my tokens that I don't care about, or my tokens that I don't care about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that there is a world where maybe I just want to take out Bloodchief Thirst and keep in my relevant
that's the
creatures.
first cut,
I
yes.
think that's probably more like it. But you know what? We're gonna see what happens here. We're gonna see what happens on 5.
Like, it does deal with the Kraken.
Swamp him. The classic. 0 lands, not a keep. We're gonna get a 4.
Let's just
The
mash that match
actual-
button and go to game 3.
The actual 0.
I mean, to be fair, I have a pretty do-nothing hand.
But you have something called
Brainstorm?
Cantrips.
You have something called all of your cards cycle.
Yeah, that is.
It's like
that is
living in.
true.
You don't need a hand that does anything. You just need a hand that has lands and a couple cards.
Okay, this is finally a keepable hand. It's not great. It's kind of medium, but we're gonna keep it. We gotta put back 3 cards.
But you get to draw 1. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna put back these 2, and I think that I'm just gonna have to put back this one. So a little bit of an unfortunate. No, I think I have to play this card on. Man, how unfortunate.
That's a pretty reasonable 4, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I have to keep this card.
Yes.
And then these are just kind of whatever right now. So I think that
That's one of the best 4s I've seen from Jund, though.
Yeah, I think that the question is, do I keep this, or I might just want to keep this to do that.
These two together get you closer to parity, though.
All right, you know what? We're gonna run it like that. All right, let's see what we're working with. All right, we're gonna start off with this guy. Go ahead. How many of these are you running?
Just one, I think, currently. Because there's no way to take advantage of it.
Oh man, I think I have to do that.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's an option. Inquisition.
Brainstorm and response.
Unfortunate. And now we're not set up, but it's all right. I
think you had to do it, though.
I think I did too. I think that if I didn't go for it, then we're just dead anyways, and it doesn't matter. So, Brainstorm is nice at hiding things in that deck. You can just hide your 2 things that do things. Wow, a bunch of cyclers and whatever this is.
And Sacred Excavation. Technically, that doesn't cycle. It just returns 2 cyclers.
So you pay X life and deal X damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures.
It is very bad Toxic Deluge, but it is one-sided.
Interesting. And all of your other cards do close to nothing. Cycling, I mean, that's kind of fine. Frantic Search, so if you have a land, Frantic Search actually looks like the most important card in your hand. If you don't have a 3rd land, I think that the take here actually might be Frantic Search. So I think I am going to take the Frantic Search here.
Alright, I will play this open for a bit, just until you remember all the cards pretty distinctly.
Sounds good. I'm going to play Archfiend Vessel, and it's your go.
I'm going to play an Omnises.
And that's kind of what I figured was coming.
Yep.
Alright. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to play a Sylvan Library and swing for 1.
I'm at 19.
I'm 21. And go ahead.
Untap and draw. It's going to be your go. Oh, trigger here.
Alright. So we're going to draw 3, and we're going to decide what to keep. I think in this matchup, I think it is actually correct to take the 8. So regardless of what they are, I think that the 8 makes a lot of sense. Definitely swinging again here. He didn't play his land, so what we know about is, I mean, he can start cycling and stuff, which is, I'm assuming what's going to happen in end step, but I think I'm going to go ahead and swing for 1, and then I think just playing this Sulphurous Mire and saying go here.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and cycle the Easy Prey.
Sounds good.
And draw a card, which will trigger that. Then I'm going to go ahead and untap and draw another card.
Alright.
Play a land for turn.
Sounds good.
Have another trigger there, by the way.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and pass it back. So you know that I have Sacred Excavation, Fire Covenant, and Neutralize.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, so here, I mean, I can take another 8, but that puts me within range of the Kraken. And given... So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them like so. Or something like that, maybe. I think it makes sense to do it like this, but I'm not actually 100% sure. I think it makes sense to put this back on top. Take 4. And then play a Swamp and a Bloodbraid Elf trigger.
Yep.
And I'll cast a Inquisition.
So I am going to censor the Bloodbraid Elf.
Sure.
Just because that's a little more of a clock. And you do get an Inquisition, so you can take any of these except the Sacred Excavation.
So I think here he still doesn't have 2 blue, so Neutralize seems like less of a threat. Fire Covenant seems like long term it'll be the biggest threat, and Easy Prey I think is kind of fine. However, cycling cards here seems really important. So I think what I will do is I will. I think it just makes sense to take the Fire Covenant here.
Sure thing.
So I'll swing for 1.
Yep.
And I will pass the turn.
I'll untap, draw a card. And you know what? We'll play an Improbable Alliance, and we'll pass back.
Alright, that's pretty good.
On the Ominous Seas.
So let's see what we're working with. We got 3 fresh cards. I like some of these, I dislike other ones. I think my plan this turn is to cast that and maybe cast that and then maybe do that. So I think here I'm just going to keep this card, put these back. I'm going to play a Rocky Tar Pit tapped. I'm going to swing for 1.
Yep, and I'm taking 1, and you're gaining 1.
And then I'm going to. I think it makes sense to. It makes sense to do this. I'm gonna Lightning you here.
Sure. I will go ahead and discard the Neutralize and the Sacred Excavation.
And I think after that, I'm pretty happy to Village Rights my Archfiend's Vessel and drop 2.
Alright.
Go ahead.
We'll go ahead and untap. Draw a card, triggering Ominous Seas. Then I'm going to Frantic Search because I got it like that. Draw
Alright.
2. And we're going to go ahead and discard some number of cards. Yes, we do have a bird. So I'm going to discard a Surtland Frostpire and an Ancient Excavation, untap 2 triggers here.
Yep.
Bird trigger already resolved. And then we're gonna pass it back.
Alright, we're gonna look at 3 again. Those are definitely decent, but given that we're at 12 and we don't want to somehow just
Die.
randomly die, I think we're just gonna keep one of these cards. The other 2 are fine, but maybe not the greatest. I'm going to go ahead and cast.
I don't know if you're familiar with GV Doom, but in the chat they are screaming at you about your Dredge deck not being fully foil. I want you to know.
You know, if they want to buy me $1,200 of City of Brasses,
Yeah.
They actually just said they will.
you
Yeah.
will.
Yep.
I would kindly take.
We know that
Foil
Twitch
City of
chat is
Brasses.
legally binding, so GV Doom, thank you.
Thank you for offering to buy me the promo old school City of Brasses.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to receive them.
It's awfully nice of him.
That is a very nice gesture, and I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to cast an Imperial Recruiter
That's a good magic card.
and go get a mediocre magic card.
I just have to say, going back to that censor play, getting censored 2 mana just feels so bad. Like,
Oh,
when you
yeah.
actually, it's
Like-
basically hard casting a daze. It just feels so bad.
You're like, ah, dang it. I mean, there's not really much to get here after taking out all of the
Yeah, you took it all out.
slightly more than mediocre creatures in my deck, so I'll get another Archfiend's Vessel.
All right.
I'm going
You can also chain
to.
recruiters. Not that that's any better. If you have an Archfiend's Vessel in your graveyard, I tend to chain recruiters in this sort of situation.
I'm going to unearth my other Archfiend's Vessel.
Sure.
It'll get exiled, and I'll get a 5/5
Yep.
flying demon boy.
I think we've gotten those tokens in.
So we'll just get a something in here.
Mm-hmm.
We got some sort of boy in here. All right. So now you're gonna be priced into making the decision between killing my boy or making an 8/8 this turn. My master plan. I'm gonna take a damage and play another one.
Alright. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pray him. I think I can afford to take a turn off of my ultimate plan. I will then trigger there and swing for 1.
I am at 10.
I am going to cycle a sensor to draw a card.
Sure.
And then I am going to play a Planar Void for yet another enchantment.
Next question, go.
I go?
Yep. Do you know what Planar Void does?
Yes, when a card's put into the graveyard, it then gets exiled.
Yep.
Doesn't stop diasters, but does stop most things.
Alright, so I think that I'm pretty happy to not get these two and shuffle them away with Rocky Tar Pit. This card also really doesn't do much here, sadly. So maybe it's... let me think real quick. What is the correct play here?
Caleb,
Yeah,
you're a coward.
I'm a coward.
I don't know the context. I've just been told to tell you that. And I'm going to ride with it because I mostly agree with it.
I'm not gonna disagree there. It's honestly factual at this point.
Actual factual.
It is actual factual. We're gonna put these two back.
Is that a Samurai Pizza Cats reference, Samurai Pizza Man? If so, you are a man of exquisite quality.
Archfiend's Vessel. And you know what? We're gonna attack for 2 here.
You've earned it. You've earned those 2.
And I think after that, I'm going to pass the turn.
We're going to untap? Oh, excuse me. Actually, we're going to make an 8/8.
Sure. You have made your 8/8.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Oh, and did you already give me a life here? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. With my big, strong lifelink boy.
The draw triggered here. We're going to go ahead and swing out.
I will block the 8/8 because that seems unfortunate for me.
Does make sense.
And that boy will get exiled, and I will gain 1 life.
And I will cycle Easy Prey. These cards now exiled.
Yeah.
So those were after those, yes.
All right.
And when I cycle, I get another bird.
Yep. You got 1 untapped right now.
1 untapped, 1 tapped. There we go.
All right.
And then I draw off the cycle. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn back.
End step, I'm going to sacrifice Rocky Tar Pit and shuffle away some of the mediocre cards that are on top of my deck. And you know what? We're going to go get that Highland Forest.
Huzzah, it seems that Samurai Pizza Man is a man of quality.
A man of quality?
Yes.
I'm a man of quantity, so... I'm not sure what I'm referring to here, but...
We're referring to Samurai Pizza Cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. Yep. We're gonna...
I think Samurai Pizza Cats technically qualifies as my first anime.
Samurai Pizza Cats. It sounds great. Great. So the question here is, do I take 8 damage? And I'm pretty sure the answer is probably almost it's going to be no. So I think that the question, do we take 4? I think the weird thing is, I think I'm actually going to take 4 here.
Okay. All right. I see you.
And here's where we're going with this. I'm going to play another Rocky Tar Pit. And we're gonna kill your 8/8 with this old boy right here.
The Blood Chef's.
Oh, this one's exiled as well. So, which could be relevant because of my Cabal Pit. And then you know what? Why not? Lightning you.
Yep. So I lose Improbable Alliance, and I take 3. Go to 11.
And after that, you know, I think that I am. You're at 11, man. I think that maybe it's time to trade with a bird. Trade one of my boys with a bird. I think I'll I'll offer to trade the boy with the bird.
I will trade with the Archfiend's Vessel so we can stop that life gain engine.
And you go to 10?
Yep.
Alright. And I'll pass it back. Go for it.
Draw for turn trigger. We did it, Reddit. Lightning Rift.
Ah.
Whenever I cycle, I can pay 1 to shock a creature or player.
That seems bad for me.
It does. And you can never hit threshold.
Nope.
So we're at a stalemate with this bird, so we're going to pass back.
And I think I want to look at 3 new fresh ones. So I think we're going to sacrifice this. That gets exiled. We're not getting threshold today. I don't see a need to have all that much mana up, so we'll go for another duel. I do have to say Blood Braid would be fantastic right now. Yeah, we'll go for Sulphurous Mire, and we're going to hope that we hit a Blood Braid here or something that does something. Those are always good things to happen. Alright. Let's see. Dude, I'm honestly fine taking a chunk of damage here if it means that I can get something going. Alright, we got some decent ones. I honestly want all of these, but I don't think I'm going to pay 8 life. So I like having this one. I like having this. And I like having that. So I think I want to keep these 2. I mean, I could just take 8 here. How much mana do I need?
Could you just take 8 here?
Can I just take 8 here?
I have a thing that shocks if I draw a cycler.
I'm aware of the thing. I'm aware of the thing. You know what? I think we got to get somewhere in this game. So we're gonna. No, we can't actually. We're gonna take 4 though.
Okay.
I can't tap Cabal Pit. That's the issue here. So we're gonna take 4. I'm going to destroy your Bird Maker.
The Bird Maker is down.
The Bird Maker. I'm also going to destroy your Shock Thinger.
The Shock Thinger is down.
And we will also.
That's exiled.
Oh yeah, sir. Sorry about that. I'm big time cheater over here. Big time cheater. I just want this threshold, dude. This Cabal Pit just is begging to die, you know. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think at this point I'll offer the trade if he wants it. I'll swing for 1.
I'll go to 9.
And I think I'm gonna pass here.
Untap. Draw for turn. We have a trigger here.
Yep.
I want to know that you made the right choice destroying the Shocky thing.
I'm sure
burnt.
that would have not been good for me.
I'm burnt.
Alright, I got a 4.
Let's here go.
Alright. Man, if we had gotten the basic swamp here, we could have gone to 1. Lived the dream. Alright, here. Those are some pretty irrelevant cards.
Just keep 2 of them.
So that's awesome. Can't keep 2 of them. That's not gonna fly. But we can keep 1 of them.
It would fly.
So yeah, we'll get rid of these 2. And we'll go ahead and swing in for 1.
Yeah, I take 1.
Alright. And then play an Archfiend's Vessel. And pass the turn. Go ahead.
Gonna cycle a Miscalc.
Alright.
Trigger here, draw a card. Untap, draw another card. We're going to play a Surtland Frostpire tap.
Could I read that? What is that? Sacrifice Surtland Frostpire, scry 2. Then it deals 2 damage to each creature.
Yep.
Wow.
It is Pyroclasm on a land with scry 2 for way too much mana.
It's a lot.
But it's useful in a control deck that can afford a tap land.
Alright.
And then I am passing the turn back.
Alright. Well, let's see if we can
excuse. Actually, I think I do want to block the Archfiend's Vessel. So yeah, I think I am just sort of sitting pretty.
This is an unfortunate series of draws, for sure. So, yep, put these two back. Keep this one in hand. So the question is, do we offer up the Archfiend's Vessel?
Xancha Phyrexian Outcasts wants you to know planeswalking isn't about walking, it's about falling and screaming.
Interesting take.
Yeah, I gotta say, old flavor text was a weird place.
Yeah, we gotta get somewhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and trade with the dude that gains life and go to 7.
Alright. I think here I can just pass.
I'm gonna basic land cycle because this card isn't doing anything in my hand otherwise.
Sure.
And if we can deck thin, all the better.
This is 2 blue and a red. Okay. Alright.
I found out what I was missing.
So
from my deck.
what are you getting? You getting a basic
I'm getting a swamp because all of my basic islands and mountains are sitting in my blue-red Delver deck, and I didn't realize that. So I've been playing basicless, and instead running extra draw spells, which is interesting.
That's an interesting take.
It is a hot take. It's not a good take.
I'm gonna say I don't know if I like it, but
Trigger there.
Alright.
Land for turn.
Sure. Why not?
Why not, indeed. Pass the turn back.
Sweet. We will just keep playing Ring Around the Rosie. So, well, hold on. In end step, I might want to... It's not doing anything else. I mean... I already know it's on top of my deck. Yeah, I'm going to cycle an Unearth. This isn't
Sure thing.
going to do anything else.
Do you want to pay 1 to shock something? I'm joking.
Well, I mean, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you know what this deck needs? It needs Fluctuator.
Wow, that is a decent draw. So we're going to keep this one and put these two back. And here I'm going to move 2 attacks and swing for 1.
Yep, go to 6.
And, well, play a Tainted Peak and hope that you can't make a Kraken.
I sure can't.
Sweet. All right, we are on the table right now. Oh, this is Exile. Go ahead. Here, I'm just gonna put this together because this is graveyard.
We'll go to 7.
Oh, you just added a whole turn to your
Yeah, and now,
game. That was a time walk right there.
now Frostpire's live.
Ooh, that is.
I'm just gonna play out another Planar Void just in case you've got something.
I respect
tricksy.
it. I respect it.
Yep, and it's over to you.
All right. We're gonna look at these 3. Hope that we hit something. Spicy cards right here, guys. Spicy cards right here. We're gonna put them. We're gonna put these 2 back, man. And yeah, we're gonna go swinging in for 1.
I'm at 6.
And I'm just gonna pass. Go ahead.
Gonna draw for turn. Gonna cycle it.
Sure. It gets exiled.
Oh yeah. Gonna cycle it.
All right.
Gonna play another play.
All right.
I have found all of my Planar Voids. I have assembled the Exodia of graveyard.
My graveyard is screwed. My entire game plan is gone on that front. So the question is, do I... This is so stupid. Oh my god.
And the worst part is, I should be keeping these in my hand because of Frantic Search. I just can't be bothered to not share my woes with the chat.
I think that I have to... Guys, this card, do I cast it? I don't know. That's a sketchy one. This is my only clock right now. Do I get rid of my clock?
Gonna village rights your clock away?
I'm thinking about village writing my clock away. However, the 2 cards would still be on top of my library that I know about.
It does put you 2 cards deeper.
It does put me 2 cards deeper. So the question is, do I take 4, go to 1 to do this? And I think the answer is no. I think that's a stupid idea. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put these 2 cards back, swing for 1. Mm-hmm. We're going to leave our clock on the board and we're going to pass.
All right, we're gonna untap, draw for turn, play a Lightning Rift. Woo!
That is why I did not go to 1.
It's your go. We're back in action.
Oh my goodness! Please give me something here. I mean, that is a Magic the Gathering card that counts for something. So we'll put these 2 back. We will swing for 1.
I'm at 4.
And I'll pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Does it cycle? That's the question right here.
I'm gonna pass the turn back to you.
Alright. Looking at the top. That one doesn't seem to really do anything here, but nonetheless, I think that's the one we're gonna take. Swing for 1.
I'm at 3.
And I think that I'm going to pass the turn.
All right. We'll draw for turn. We're going to start off with a frantic search.
I'm going to respond with a lightning bolt.
I'm dead.
All right. That was a game. That was an interesting game, I will say.
It sure was.
That was something. Wow.
Was that game 2? Or are you going to?
That was game 2, and we are not going to 3.
That was
We're gonna take a quick break. Give us a minute here, and we'll be back. Alright, and we are back here. We're gonna play some Soul Herder versus Shardless, so Battle of the S's. And I don't think Caleb knows which one he's on, so we'll see what happens here.
I took a look at the land, so I can assume that I'm on Shardless.
Alright.
I did see Assault on land.
Yeah, alright, so I rolled a 4. See if you can beat that.
Knowing that I'm on Shardless means that I really gotta focus on kind of getting either Shardless agents or removal or something like that.
It's got so if you haven't seen the list in full, it's got a little bit of an artifact sub-theme between Strix, Shardless Agent, and Executioner's Capsule as removal that you can cascade into in the event that you have nothing on board. It's still relevant, and it's been pretty solid. It's very, very good.
Okay.
Can I keep this?
I think I can keep this. I think that this card gives me enough of a reach to kind of see what's going on. Let me, what I forgot to do is I forgot to host your stream when
no worries.
we started.
But yeah, appreciate it.
So...
We'll try a 6.
Although my service here is quite bad. Could you set me up on your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
There you go.
I would say it out loud, but I don't want to tell the whole internet what it is.
That would not be ideal. Then you would have to probably
Give away my address.
Give away you'd have to give away your address at that point. It would be the only option.
All right, I will keep this hand. And good to go. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a tapped Opulent Palace and pass a turn. All right. I will play an island into an Ether Vial and say go.
All right.
GV Doom, it is online. It's kind of hard to find easily. If you send me a whisper on Discord, or send a whisper rather to Proletariat MTG on Discord, I will send you the list. It's pretty sweet.
Glintmesh Crane.
Yep.
No hits there. RIP.
Or yeah, hop on the Discord. You can find it there.
All right. Go ahead.
Trigger, by the way. My bad. Play a forest. Play another vial. Say go.
Another vial. It was one card deeper. RIP. Alright. I think at this point it makes sense to just play this, swing for 1.
You got it.
And then one mind.
Yeah.
And draw 2. And pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. It's a pretty bad draw. I'll play Ancient Cigarette, say go.
Alright. It's an interesting pickup. So what do I want to do here? I kind of like casting those and that. So...
Don't do it. I know what you're talking about. When you say those and that, I think I know where you're headed. I see it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna hem you?
Don't do it. Just pick 2.
Alright, we'll go with this one and this one. So what do we get here?
Oh, the 2 worst hits in my hand.
That seems pretty good for me, if I'm being completely honest.
Chat, look away, sir. So we're gonna press F in chat, please.
Alright, we're gonna cast a Preordain here.
You got it.
Scry 2. I like that one, so we're gonna put that on top, that on the bottom, and we're gonna draw that down.
I'm not here to play against luck-based decks, okay, sir?
Hit you for 1.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Untap,
Luck-based deck. Is that what you're saying? Is this deck is just based on luck?
Yep. Oh, that's a bad draw too. Over to you. I'll play land. There's no reason not to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it seems like you're not doing too great over there, but
I'm not doing anything.
I'm having a great time. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm doing great.
I've got 2 vials, so I'm doing pretty all right.
Shardless Agent.
Yep.
Let's see what we hit. Oh, come on, man. Those are. I'm kind of glad to get those off the top of my library.
Yeah.
Get that Baleful Strix, draw a card. Decent. I think I'll play Nice Tumble Tapped, hit you for 1.
Got it.
And then follow up with a Executioner's Capsule and pass.
So screwed. Draw for turn. Sure, that's not
I'm so curious as to what's in here. It's gotta be so bad.
It is so bad.
Alright.
It's like, it doesn't play against your deck at all. You'll see in a minute. You say go.
You just got him to Turok into oblivion.
I got him to Turok into the worst card I can draw against exactly your deck. It's glorious.
Interesting draw. Happy to have that one. So I think here, I'm pretty happy to swing for 4. I think that's fine. Worst case scenario, we Executioner's Capsule something, but I think we'll just...
So I'm gonna activate here.
Sure.
Oh, this is why this feels so bad. Reflector Mage.
Wow.
I'm gonna bounce this guy.
I am very upset about that.
I'm okay to move the blocks.
So the thing is, I think that Reflector Mage is gonna kind of gum up the ground, but I feel like this deck has so many flyers that I almost don't care, and the chances of him having something like a Fleece Mane Lion are non-zero, so I think it's just kind of like fine. I think I'm okay with this.
I'll take one.
Yeah, I think I'm alright with that. Second main.
How many cards do you have in your hand? And how many cards do I have in my hand?
I have 6.
I have 2.
That is unfortunate.
Sure is.
I'm going to play a Witching Well.
Yep.
And we're gonna scry 2. Ooh, that's a good one. Thing is, I'm kind of okay just keeping one of these, putting the other one on the bottom. I think that's fine. And then I think I'll cast Preordain.
Okay.
And we'll scry 2 again. This card seems fine right here. I think it's fine. Yeah, sure. That's fine. We'll leave that on top. Draw, and then I'll him to Torek you.
Well, that's not cool. Discard an island and a cloud shift.
And play a Rhinewood Falls. And I'll pass turn.
Alright, we're done here. We're just done. The him on the hitting both my like I had 2 creatures, 2 lands in hand. Hitting the 2 creatures there was just absolute brutality.
I like this deck. This deck is dope.
It's really cool. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm kind of debating is leaning into a little bit more artifact lands, just so that Glintnest hits a little more consistently. But I don't know if it's strictly necessary at this point. Those guys. That card is decidedly bad here. Yeah, go to that. See if we can have a less embarrassing experience game 2. So we will mark you up a game.
There you go. Alright, so let's...
Please don't do that to me again.
What?
Please don't do that to me again.
Do what?
Nothing. Just
Just what happened?
Just like the perfect hymn.
Just
or
what
any
happened
hymns.
with
Let's
it?
just not find hymns.
No hymns.
Shardless into hymn is such a value play, though.
Wow. These cards seem great in this matchup. Like, that's real decent, if I'm being honest. Go ahead and Cloud Shift, I guess. That seems real great. So do these. So, I don't think any of the other cards matter, but I think those all seem really, really good.
I generally agree.
And I think that the cards in this deck that are unimportant are probably... I think that this one can just be replaced with Bloodchief's Thirst.
Yeah, that's nice because it can deal with just about anything, but yeah, it's not
So,
must-have.
this one's... I like this card. It might be just better to have Bloodchief's
What's the specific
Thirst.
verbiage? It's bounce one, sack one. Sack is nice because it protects against blink effects, so I can't protect a Cloud Shift with a sack. I can't protect with a Cloud Shift through a sack effect.
Right. I think that like cards like Supreme Will, though, I don't think that does anything.
No, I agree with that.
What is this? Is that a...
That's a Wasteland. So that's a stand-in for Wasteland because I only have one playset.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. I think all the other cards are pretty fine. Maybe foil. Maybe I don't want foil.
Foil's great. Turn one against the Vial. That's one of the only decks I found that can profitably play foil because there's so much card advantage in the deck.
Right. The question though is like, after turn one, is it relevant?
Not super relevant.
I think I definitely want these two because I had foil in my hand that last game, and then I was just like, eh.
Well, yeah, I wasn't doing anything, so I don't know what you're gonna take away. And
Well, I had it for... I could have vialed turn one. I could have
foiled Vial.
foiled vial, and I was just...
That's
I mean, it probably would have been
worth it.
Probably would have been correct, but I don't know.
I know it's a 3-for-1, but I think it's a worthwhile 3-for-1.
Considering there's already a Flame Tendrils in the deck, I think I'm just going to bring in one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I think, like you said, Far and Away seems fine. Although, maybe...
I think Tendrils is better than Far and Away.
Do you think that is better than foil?
I think so.
I think so. So, I think I'll just take out the other foils. And we're just going to try to play as much value in 2-for-1s as we can.
As you should. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just going to go 2-for-1s and hope that we get there that way. So, yeah. That seems fine. And then, yeah, I don't think Supreme Will does a whole lot of anything in this matchup, sadly.
It's a dig spell, but you don't... I mean, it helps you find that flame.
Are there 4 foils?
I think it was 3.
3? Okay.
It could be wrong. It's been a while since I've worked with this list.
Foil also seems good in Standstill.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Because
like any deck that can also cast it, like that's where you want to be. Like obviously, you want to be able to hard cast it. It's only 4 mana. It's like we've seen the alternate mode of Force of Will enough in reality that it's not that unusual to do that.
Right.
So like having the option to just like hit whatever you need to occasionally, but it also forces you to sandbag an island.
What is your view on the top counterbalance decks?
So top counterbalance it's power. We can actually fire it up. I have it here. It's decently powerful. The problem with top counterbalance is it has no catch-up mechanic. The wraths in the deck suck. There's no terminus. There's no way to stabilize after you get the lock online.
Isn't there the card that returns all creatures?
Wash out?
Is that the one that returns creatures?
Of a single color.
What's the one that returns creatures with CMC less than or equal to the number of islands you control?
I don't know.
It's 4 mana, I think.
I am genuinely not sure.
If anybody in chat knows it, hit us up.
Gotta ship it.
I think this hand is fine.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. But well, I guess you want to be playing island heavy anyways. But the counterbalance top decks have been decidedly fine, but not amazing. Because there's not a great clock in there. It's generally Ominous Seas.
Are they not also running Standstill? Like, am I missing something?
There are standstill builds too.
Okay.
I haven't seen one of them that's been super effective yet.
Gotcha. I guess
it's possible.
Ominous Seas is a Kraken card, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's playing. It's just like it's basically like a really slow grindy clock once they get the lock online.
Yeah.
And if you get 2 tops, you just basically spend as much mana as you have to draw as many cards as you have because you just cycle the tops. And you can pump out Krakens pretty fast.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, we're gonna bank on this hand to get there.
All right.
And I will say, go.
I'm pretty happy to play tapped Opulent Palace and pass.
Let's make sure we're current. All right, untap. Draw.
The overlays look great on stream.
Thank you.
I definitely like the look of that.
12 Blossoms?
Sure.
Draw. Sigil? Yeah, I'm not much of an artist, but I tried to make him look reasonable. I'm happy with him.
Swamp.
Please don't do it.
Do what?
Don't do it. Engulf the shore. I don't have
the shores. That's what it is. Yeah.
I don't have that command set up yet. Sorry, but engulf the shore is a good one to call out.
I'm gonna cast Glint Nest. I'm assuming that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we're in. No artifact.
That is a rare.
Is it rare? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I tried.
Yep, you
tried.
sure did.
All right, go ahead. We did not hit an artifact. Come on, man. What's going on? Where's my artifact set?
I don't know, man.
Aren't the artifact lands?
Yeah, there's a couple in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's like 16 artifacts in the deck. So I'm like maybe 16 or 18. It's pretty high.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but it's up there. I'm gonna neoform this.
Okay. Seems bad for me.
I don't know how bad it actually is, but I'm gonna grab a Renegade Rallier.
Nice. Okay.
Bring us back and draw a card?
With a counter. Yeah.
Yeah, and draw a card.
Yep. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It is only rare. There is no uncommon print of that card, although it's definitely an uncommon power level. Then I will draw. Sigil.
So I think here I'm pretty far behind at this point, so I need to start getting something going. So we're gonna try our own 2-for-1 in Charlotte's Agent.
Charlotte is good.
Cascade into Tide Hollow Strix.
Yep.
And I'll swing for 1 in the air.
You'll take one.
Go ahead.
And we'll play Finks.
Yep.
Gain 2. Swing here. Oh, that guy has Death Touch. I take that swing back.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Over to you.
Alright, we have some decisions here to make. Man, Flame Tendrils is interesting, I will say.
So Flame Tendrils doesn't deal with either of these, it just deals with the Finks.
Right, exactly. So literally I'd like wipe my own board almost.
Yeah.
Kill your things. But I think here it makes sense to just go ahead and
Swing 3?
hit you for 3.
I accept.
And then I think I'm gonna cast another Glint Nest.
Sure.
That was what I wanted to see. Okay, well now I have some options. So I'm casting this, and next turn, I suppose I kind of would rather have this card. No, I'd rather have this card next turn. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna take a Witching Well.
Nice.
And we're going to cast a Executioner's Capsule
Sure.
and pass. Go ahead.
Swing like this.
7.
This is getting out of my comfort zone. I'm a combo player at heart, and like combat math is not my strong suit, but I accept the fact that we're here.
So, what I kind of like, and this may seem weird, but I feel like if you have something crazy, you have something crazy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to block here, because I think that this is beneficial for me. So I'm going to double block there.
So what do we have in terms of power? 3?
Yeah. And if you have an instant speed way to put a counter on it and somehow like that's relevant, then I guess it is what it is.
I will swords the dude.
Alright, so I gain 2.
That's gone.
This is exiled.
And this will die.
This dies, and I take 3. Alright.
So you.
Alright. That's an unfortunate draw, for sure, for sure. Alright, start off with a Witching Wow.
Yep.
Spread 2. I think that's fine. That seems fine to me. Yeah. I think that's fine. Swing for 3.
Go to 15.
Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep and draw. And 2, 3. First I'm gonna swing.
Sure. I'll take 4. I'll take 7.
Yep. And then I will Fiend Hunter.
Yes.
ATB, I will exile your Strix.
Sure.
So you.
I will capsule your Fiend Hunter.
It's fine.
Okay. I get my dude.
Yep.
Alright.
Over to you.
Seat of the Synod.
Yep. Alright, so you've got 3 in the air, then crack back, take me down to 12. I think I'm okay with
Yeah, I'll move to attacks.
that. Okay.
And swing for 3.
I'll go to 12.
Alright. And then I think it's correct here to... Tide Hollow Strix.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep and draw. Start with a Flicker Wisp.
Yep.
Target.
Yep.
Swing 7.
Yep. Alright.
Play land, Sigma.
You have no cards in hand?
I have 1.
You have 1 card in hand?
Yep.
Alright. Can I cast Double Mind?
Sure.
Play Forest. I will pass. Go ahead.
Those Death Hunters, man, are making my life real fucking annoying. I'm gonna draw.
I can believe it.
Swing 3. Who's the 2-for-1 deck now? It's still you. You have 4 cards in hand.
I'm gonna block. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna give him +1/+1 death touch.
Yeah, it's fine. Press this trigger.
Yep.
I should use a different color for this one. Gain 2.
Alright.
Single. You have what, 4 cards in hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 on draw step.
Alright. Stop doing bad things for me. Stabilizing this board has been surprisingly tricky.
Show decision.
Yep. Knight's Whisper. That's a stand-in because I only have 4 copies of Sylvan Library throughout my collection. But I also think, like, on average, it's relatively close in terms of life loss, etc. Obviously, it's a little bit different. But
Yeah, you know what? We'll cast it.
all right.
Whatever. We'll cast it. Alright, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine what I just drew, but it's fine. No, it's not good. It's not good. I don't think Flame Tendrils needs to... We gotta find something else.
Flame Tendrils can almost get there.
I mean, it can kill 2 of your things and 3 of my things.
True.
It would
True
make me
facts. Neoform looking real good right
sad.
now.
Make me big sad right there. You know, I think that if you want to trade your... No, that doesn't seem right. Can I cast an Executioner's Capsule?
You got it. This board's
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass.
All right. End of turn thinks. I'm gonna cloud shift the wall wisps.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna draw a card.
That's why I played the Executioner's Capsule. I was scared of a cloud shift on Finks.
Yup. But I don't care that much about things right now. It's not
I
doing.
figure
Draw for turn.
it's more relevant if you really wanted to get back like a... What creature's in your graveyard right now? Fiend Hunter. Oh, but Renegade Rallier can't get back Fiend Hunter.
Correct.
It's more relevant if you have something in your graveyard and you... like a Renegade.
Coiling Arca.
Yeah. Yep.
Feel that. Put it on the battlefield.
Sure.
So we got 2 single brasses. I think we call this a stalemate. I'll say go.
Yeah. Yep. Well, do I want to Executioner's Capsule something? That's the real question.
It's a good question.
And if I do I actually want it to be Renegade Rallier? I mean, the thing is, you're not going to flicker Renegade Rallier because it doesn't do anything. Well, I mean, you might if you really want a 3/2.
But then it plays into Flame Tendrils.
Right. Yeah. I think that here, even though Flicker Wisp is kind of a nuisance, I think it actually does make sense to target Renegade Rallier with Executioner's Capsule.
Okay, so in response, I'm going to... Is this on my end step?
Yeah, it's on your end step.
Okay. I'm going to Cloud Shift. Targeting Flicker Wisp.
Okay, and Flicker Wisp being the Renegade Rallier?
Flicker Wisp, grab Renegade Rallier.
Sure.
These guys die. Your board goes... Oh no, you hit my dude.
Huh?
Yeah, for some reason I'm thinking Flame Tendrils, so we talked about it so long. You're good.
Wait, what are you doing? Why dodging things down?
Because I was thinking Flame Tendrils.
Nah. No. So
we're good.
This is flickered out until my end step.
Yep, we're good. Sorry about that.
And this has a -1/-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been talking about Flame Tendrils so much that I'm like, that had to have been Flame Tendrils.
Right. Well, Flame Tendril is a sorcery, but...
Yeah, I know.
Alright. So here I'll play a Swamp.
Yep.
And... we are at a very interesting stalemate where I can't really attack, but do I really want to like wipe my entire board to like wipe your board? This seems like so incorrect, but also like almost fine.
If you wipe my board, Renegade Rallier does stuff when it comes back in.
I know Renegade Rallier does get you back something.
Not really, actually, because Flame Tendrils exiles.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does exile all your creatures. So it's like, I mean, let's say I attack in, like you probably block something with Flicker Wisp. If you have another Cloud Shift, it could be ugly for me if I were to attack all in. I think what I can do though is, well, if you I almost just want to like, I want to do something. I don't want to sit here forever, you know? So I think
that's always a good strategy in Magic.
I think that here I'm going to attack, and do I attack with Glint Nest? I think I actually do not attack with Glint Nest because I value it if I am doing something like that. Yep. Okay.
Those are locks.
Yep.
So I'll take 2.
Yep. Okay, so now he can get back a Coiling Oracle.
Not a big deal.
I've cleared up a large portion of the board that I was worried about. I have a blocker that's fine for Coiling Oracle or Kitchen Finks. So here I kind of feel like Renegade Rally, like
it draws
now. Not right now. I kind of feel like Flame Tendrils is just kind of like on this board state now. It's just like fine, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not great.
So I think what I'll start with is
draw 2.
Drawing 2, yeah, and I think it makes sense to leave this mana up. So I think I'll go ahead and draw 2.
You got it.
And how many cards do you have in hand?
I have 1 in hand, and it's a banger.
I'm sure. I'm not too worried about the 1 in your hand though, considering the play you just made. I feel like it's not the craziest thing ever. So I'm gonna cast a Baleful Strix.
Sure.
And I'm gonna play my land for turn. And I'm gonna pass turn.
ETB?
Yep. Get back on the Oracle.
Yep.
Alright.
Reveal. Those are no play.
Alright, go ahead.
Draw for turn.
I think I'm pretty okay just like doing this and doing that. I think that's fine.
Alright. This guy dies.
Yep.
I'm going to then Cloud Shift Renegade Rallier.
Sure.
Bring this guy back.
Yep.
Reveal. Drop. Play it.
Yep.
Sigil.
Alright. So now we're just hoping that there's nothing spicy that I've missed. I think that setting up into this has been kind of how I wanted it.
I don't like this. Just like the number of cards you have in hand is just so ridiculous. And that's what the deck's built to do.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to attack in.
Take 1?
Yeah. And then cast the Flame Tendrils.
Solid.
And then they get exiled.
You're right. Thank you.
And
Coiling Oracle on the battlefield at that point in time? I think it was.
Yes. Yeah, because you just got it back with Renegade Rally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cast a Tide Hollow Strix.
Yep.
And
Stop stabilizing.
Plain Island, go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
You got something to return something. Probably an Ewit.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast an Ewit.
Getting back, what, things?
Neoform?
Neoform, okay. Go and get another Renegade, I guess.
I'm not sure yet.
Or you might have 4-drops, I don't know. I haven't seen what other spicy units are in that deck.
I'm gonna go ahead and Neoform here.
Sure.
And I think the time is now to do the thing.
Ooh, Palace Jailer. And this enters with a counter.
Yep. Exile this guy.
Sure. Under, I got a Monarch token here.
Cool.
With Monarchy. Alright.
Would you like to cut?
Sure, why not?
Alright, end step, draw.
Yep.
Oh shit, I didn't see this dude.
Yeah, I got a flying.
Alright, well, this is gonna bite me in the ass. Kind of, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I mean, if you have a Cloud Shift here, this is very bad for me.
Yeah, during your upkeep, I'm gonna cast Cloud Shift.
Oh my god. Yep.
Oh, rat. It loses its counter.
It does lose its counter. So this is not too bad for me. Oh man, why couldn't you wait till my draw step? What the hell?
There's a reason I did it during your upkeep.
Alright, well...
Did you draw one foil?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go ahead and him you.
Alright, I'll discard a land.
Discard your land. And yeah, I cannot do much here, so go ahead.
Untap, upkeep,
This
draw.
is not good for me.
I'll play Finks. Gain 2.
Yeah.
End step, draw.
Yep.
So you go.
I'm gonna cast a Flame Tendrils.
Yeah, that's good.
And play land, and so go.
End of turn.
Sure.
Well, Blossom Shocker.
Sure.
Untap. 3. Draw.
Yep.
Neoform?
Hold on.
No, I'm just sack as a cost.
Okay. Sure.
part of the cost.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it good?
Yep.
I don't even know what to get at this point. Like, there's nothing in this deck that's relevant on this board at all. Like, literally not a single card that's relevant here. I guess I just go ahead.
I need a Shardless Agent or something, man. I
I
need
guess I just
something.
grab a Renegade Rallier.
Sure.
My deck's getting thin too.
Welcome to the club.
And I will return a Wall of Blossoms.
Sure. Alright.
And then I'm gonna pay 2 life. No, I'm gonna pay 1 life.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4.
What the heck is this?
Avalanche Riders?
What the heck? Sure. What do you want to destroy?
I'll just destroy your flexible land. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Move to my end step, draw a card.
Sure.
So you go.
Do I have any way out? Probably not.
Value deck is valuing.
Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep, Echo Trigger. I will pay. There's no reason not to. I need to take 2 life because I didn't take my last one.
Alright.
Draw for turn.
Alright.
Wall of Blossoms. Draw a card.
Sure.
Swing.
Yeah. I mean, I could bounce one and make you... Like, I could bounce the Renegade Rallier, but I'm dead. Yeah.
I'm sitting on an Eternal Witness as well.
Man. Brutal. Man, that was a nice comeback.
Yeah, like, that's what this deck is supposed to do, and it does it pretty well when it actually gets its engines online.
The Palace Jailer into Cloud Shift, man, brutal.
Yeah.
So Flame Tendrils
It's actually really good. It's just, it didn't line up well that game.
it did not line up well at all that game. But I don't think I need 4. So
I agree with that.
I'm gonna bring some cards back in.
No, right.
I don't think I'm gonna bring foil back in. I don't think that this is a matchup for foil, just because I feel like the cards that I would be discarding would be more valuable.
Yeah, so foil is there.
I feel like it's so good against combo decks. Like, it's so good against like combo deck. Dredge is good against like anything that's like degenerate.
Yeah, it's there. It's there as kind of a, because it can profitably play that. Because as you saw, like that game ended up with you like with 1 million cards in hand, and discarding 2 is not the end of the world.
Right.
But it's still not the most fun. Like the only real relevant hit here, I guess there's 2. One is Vile and one is Neoform. Those 2 are very relevant because the Neoform makes it a 3 for 2 if you hit Neoform. So it's not like it's putting you down substantially. But yeah, otherwise you want to lean into just like natural value. With you on the play, I feel like this is going to go very sideways very quickly. I'll keep
as well, and I'll start off with a Opulent Palace. Go ahead.
Seaside Citadel, say go. Don't hit me. I don't want to deal with him. You can't hit me. I'm right, we got there.
Go for strikes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Wall? Oh, okay, cool.
Hand?
Sure.
Single. Would you like to drag race 1/1s?
Opulent Palace.
You got it.
Glintness Screen.
Yep.
Oh, these are so good. Alright, well. We did get a hit, but the cards we put on the bottom make me very sad. Alright. I'm gonna swing for 1.
Alright. I'll take 1, go to 19.
Alright, and go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Unfortunate. Coil Oracle.
Sure. The land. Nope.
I will discard the
Sweet.
Wall Blossom Sago. 2-lander with multiple draws is normally enough to get there. Don't like where I'm at now.
I'm gonna start off with a Preordain.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll draw this one. Oh, put the deck over here. Play a Forest.
Okay.
And cast Shardless Agent.
Yeah.
Hitting a Executioner's Capsule.
You got it.
And yeah, I'll swing for 2.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Ancient Cigarette.
Sure.
Put a Soul Herder.
Sure.
Instant trigger.
Yep.
Flicker. Counter. Reveal. I'm gonna play.
Sure.
Segu. Value Train. I'm just gonna get popped, but it forces you to spend 2 mana.
Of 1/9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to pop that. And yeah, I'll swing it for 4.
Good.
And play my land for turn. And I think it's correct to play another Glint Nest.
Sure.
And get a Witching Wall.
Sounds good.
Go ahead.
Keep draw. Now we're cooking. 1, 2, and 3. White, blue, green.
Alright.
Silver.
Sure.
End step flicker counter.
Sure.
Say go. Really want to stabilize here.
I don't want you to do that though. Him to track you?
Yep. This him is gonna eat me alive, I feel like.
Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reroll on 6. We got 2. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Reroll on 6. 1.
You hit a Ewit and a Flicker Wisp.
Alright. And then I'm going to play a
What you want?
Witching Wall. Discard 2. How does Charlotte's Agent work with the dual cards? They get counted as both of the command cards combined.
Yeah,
right?
see, it'll cascade right through them.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. So I think I want them in this order then. And Island,
Shardless.
Shardless,
Shardless is good.
and Herdane. Question is, which of these do I want? Do I want both? They're both fine. So, yeah, put them back. Draw.
That's not what I want to hear. Keep both.
And, aside from being attack,
What's the total that's coming at me?
5.
So I will. I'll go to 8.
Alright, go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to start with the Coiling Oracle.
Sure. Third one's a charm.
Play Thanks, gain 2.
Sure.
There is no downside to swinging here, is there? Yes, there is. I will move to my end step. I will flicker a Coiling Oracle.
Sure.
It's going to get the trigger. I'm going to put that into play.
Sure.
And I will say, go to you.
Knew about that one. So I think I'll go ahead and cast a Glint Nest.
Yep. Glint Nest is such a it's such a weird good value card.
Sadly, no hits.
And now that I said that, I feel real good.
How many cards do you have in hand?
3. And you know one is an Ewit.
Awesome, you.
Cards in hand afterwards?
I have 3.
Response. I'm gonna Cloud Shift the Finks.
Sure. Gain 2.
I'm gonna gain 2, and he gets a counter.
Sure.
And then I will discard these 2, Ewit and Finks.
Alright. And then I'm going to move to attacks.
Yep.
And I'm going to swing for 3 in the air.
Good night.
And I will pass.
One tap, upkeep, draw. Hang on to that. I will move to my end step. Flicker. Sure. Flicker us.
Sure.
Over to you. No, let's go a little before.
Interesting. What do I want to do here?
This board sucks for me. Holy crap.
This is
It's a lot.
definitely a lot. Oh, that seems like kind of exactly what I want to do. Him you.
Yep.
What else do you have? Planes? Okay. Swing for 4 in the air.
Go to 5.
And, go ahead.
Jeez. Alright. Wow, that sucks so much. It's incredible how much this situation sucks. Like, it's so close to being okay, but it's so not.
Oh no. That is unfortunate.
Like, I'll be very, like, this game is pretty much over. Like, Palace Jailer, like, I can blink it and get
That's
2
what
of
I
your
thought it might
dudes,
have been.
and then you just get them back next turn. It's just like,
And then I get the value off of them. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna blink one of these guys,
Yeah.
draw that, say go.
Yeah. End step. I'll crack this and draw 2.
Yeah.
And
I think the value on that deck is just more than Soul Herder on average. It's crazy. But you're playing 2 grindy ass decks, and that one just grinds harder.
So I know. So given that I know, Cloud Shift can only target your creatures, right? Or is it any creature?
I actually don't know. I've never used it. Wanted to target creature you control.
Okay. So given that I think that only a Cloud Shift would save you here. I think that it's correct, knowing that you have a Neoform in hand, to swing for 4 in the air and then go for lethal with a status on my guy.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright.
Jeez.
I would say I don't know about the Palace Jailer, but I
Yeah.
think it's right there to go for lethal because your game plan can come back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah,
because if
you
you
can
like,
recover.
if you like Palace Jailer, Cloud Shift, Soul Herder, or like some crap like that, like okay, then I can be in a pickle there if you're able to get enough going.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a fun matchup though.
that's definitely a fun time.
We're gonna go to break real quick, and we'll be back here in a minute. All right, and we are rolling back in. We're gonna do one more match with Dredge against blue-white control here, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you all for hanging out. And we'll see how this goes.
All right. Let's see. We got 2 die. We got a 6.
All right, it's got to be better than average.
That's
All
better.
right, I'll take the play.
All right.
I can't ship the hand, but I hate it. I'll keep.
My hand is Garbo, sadly.
It's like one of those hands that's going to be decent if I can stabilize correctly, but right now it's kind of like,
My hand was double breakthrough, and I had a creeping show in there, and it's like, you just want 1 breakthrough.
Yeah.
You don't want 2.
Yeah, and you really need to bin more relevant stuff.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
a looting or you want a looting or a
Careful study.
in your opener ideally. If not, then you hope that you have something else like wins. I think this is more keepable. It's not great, but I'll bottom that. And this hand's, I think, okay.
All right. This week's Sanctuary, say good.
Alright. That was a really bad draw. I'm gonna play a City of Brass and a Faithless Looting.
Yep.
And we're gonna draw 2.
What did you draw? Was it Creeping Chill or Narcomoeba? It's got to be one of the 2, right?
It was, it was one of those 2. It was not a good one. So we'll discard 2 and go ahead.
So take the safe play or the risky play? Oh, risky boy. Brainstorm?
Sure.
Paid off.
Alright.
1 and 2.
Alright.
Land into top.
Sure.
Say good.
I'll dredge 5. Creeping show ya.
1, 2, 3. What do we have there? Smiting Helix.
Yeah, I've got a Smiting Helix in there.
And then you got a couple dredgers.
And a couple dredgers.
Sounds good.
And here, interestingly enough, I think I'm going to play Cephalid Coliseum and then take 2 to cast an Archimedes, which is a weird play, but go ahead.
Alright. Play Floodplain tapped.
Sure.
I'm going to play Ominously Sigo.
Sure. I'm going to dredge 4. 3, 4. And then I'm going to take a damage to crack Cephalid Coliseum.
Yep.
And dredge 4. Narcomoeba trigger. Dredge 4. And dredge 3. Alright, so Narcomoeba triggers.
You got it.
I gotta discard 3 cards real quick. You can probably guess what they are, though. Stinkweed Imp. And 2 Golgari Thugs.
Yep.
And I'm gonna play an Ether Hub.
Okay.
And I'll swing for 1.
Take 1.
And go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, fetch.
Sure.
Grab an island there.
Do you mind if I play a different land?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I realize a play that is incorrect. I'm gonna play this up in the Coliseum.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. I'm realizing something about my hand that is
Draw
making
trigger.
that incorrect. Alright.
Sahili?
Sure. Which one is this? Target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact.
Yep.
Okay.
Sigo?
And then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you
I
get
create a servo.
A servo, yeah. Okay, so I'll dredge 5.
Yep.
3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to take a damage and sack this Coliseum.
Yep.
And go ahead and dredge 4.
You got it.
And dredge another 4. Creeping Chill trigger. And then I'm going to dredge Dackmore Salvage.
So how much am I taking here? 6 million?
So 3 damage, and I gain 3.
Yeah.
And then my Silver Smooch will trigger on end step. I need to discard 3 cards. I'm going to discard Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug, and Scourge Devil.
So Scourge Devil's scary right now. Well, how much does it cost for that Unearth?
3.
Okay.
And I'm going to play Dackmore Salvage tapped. And do I care about the Saheeli? Is that an issue?
It can get problematic, but I don't think you're in the position where it's problematic right now.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it just makes sense to just hit you for 2 and just. Yep. So go or end step. Get these 4 boys back.
I will draw and trigger.
Yep.
All right. Whoa, there's 4 of them. That's something to contend with. I am going to activate top.
Sure.
Top 3. Leave it like this. I'm going to activate top. Draw a card for down top.
Sure.
Trigger.
Sure.
I'm going to brainstorm.
Sure. You get a 1/1.
Yep. And I get a servo. 1,
All right.
2, 3. One and 2, I think here. Mystic Sanctuary tapped. So say go.
So I think it makes sense to just try for lethal.
Yep, I agree with that. Don't do it. Alright.
Yeah, I mean we'll give lethal a go. Give it the old well, here's the thing though. You're at 11, you can block 1, that's 11.
Can I read Scourge Devil?
So what's up?
What's Scourge Devil do specifically?
Gives my team it's an unearthed creature, and then it gives my team +1/+0.
Okay.
So if let's say I'm playing around Swords to Plowshares here, if I'm playing around Swords to Plowshares, then Scourge only makes sense because you create a servo and then you block 2. Let's say you block 2, you swords 1, and then you still take lethal. So
is that still lethal?
It is.
The Scourge Devil also?
Yeah, it does itself. So yeah, I'm gonna unearth Scourge Devil, give my team +1/+0. So this right here is 24.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
I did have swords, but yeah, the Scourge Devil pushes it through.
Yeah, and then the other nice thing is that if you swords 1, then the other silver smotes that you kill with the servos come back at the end step as well.
Yep. I don't know if I have much sideboard hate in this particular build, because this is an early build in the format, but I guess I have a few pieces, but not great. But we'll try it.
Does white really have, white doesn't have rest in peace. Does white really have anything specific, or it's just artifacts, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's not great. This is why I don't think, generally speaking, like if you watch how this game plays out, I genuinely don't believe counterbalance top is a problem because decks can just go under that very effectively.
Yeah, and I guess with that things like Terminus, it's like it's
there's no
not,
catch-up. Yeah, there's no catch-up mechanic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that just makes sense. I'm wondering if it's correct to bring duress in post sideboard, but I don't know that it matters. I don't know that it's any more important than natural state. The only thing that I could see that might make it better than natural state is like, I guess that I can, I don't know, like I can prevent myself from maybe getting dazed, but that seems like it.
Yeah,
I don't know that that's that important.
So I'm gonna give you the game and then reset life totals. Hey, look, you ended up at exactly 20. Pretty cool.
Hey man, you gotta end the game at the correct life total.
That's true. I ended mine at the correct life total too. 0.
You didn't end at 20? What happened? I don't know what happened. Okay. Normally Scourge Devil is like a easy cut in this matchup. Or sorry, in most matchups, Scourge Devil is like an easy cut because your opponent brings in Graveyard Hate and it just turns into like, is it really that good? I don't know that this matchup is a matchup where you want to take it out or keep it in.
It's nice to push through the damage.
It's so good, like even if you can gum up the board, like being able to swing in with two power Narcomoebas can be really nice.
Yeah.
If you get 2 or 3 Narcomoebas.
Yeah, after all the creepy chills and everything, it's still fine.
That's 6 damage. Like that's
it's relevant in this matchup.
Right. Plus the Scourge Devil is 4, so it's. I feel like the Narcomoebas can be real good with Scourge Devil.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously, Silver Smokes being 4/1s can get a little out of hand.
Yep.
But that was the turn 4 kill I was talking about.
Yeah.
The 24 damage, your opponent at 10 life.
Yeah. It's legit.
Yeah.
I'll keep this one though.
I was talking to another friend about the deck, and he was like, "Why, why aren't you running, more flashback cards? Why aren't you running Conflagrate?"
The mana's rough.
And I was like, the mana is just so crappy, and like my sideboard is like all 0 and 1 CMC cards because, or it's either flashback for 1 CMC cards or just
1 to 2 CMC.
Right. Right. No, I don't even have a single 2 CMC card. Really?
Yeah, just the flashback ones.
Right. Just the 2 flashback ones, and then it's like they're fine. Like.
Yeah, because you can hit them on either side.
Right.
Like if somebody counters your card with flashback, the downside is not very significant.
Right. Right. This is Evil, I think. You're keeping your hand, right?
Yeah.
I'll keep mine, I think. I think this hand's fine.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Oh, so
sure. I'll play City and take a damage and play Careful Study.
Sounds good.
Alright. And I'll discard Dark Blast and Narcomoeba.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Under?
Sure. I would love to get all the cards in this deck foil, like the Careful Studies, Tolarian Winds, Breakthroughs. The Breakthroughs aren't expensive. They're like $10.
Really?
But the Careful Studies are like $40, $50.
They're insane.
And then the Tolarian Winds are also like $40, $50. And it's like
EDH? It's gotta be EDH.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be like because with Narset you can target your opponent with it.
Yeah.
With the Hull Breacher, it's gotta be like Hull Breacher you with Tolarian Winds, in your draw step,
So yeah, I mean, I can't really say exactly why it is, but that's the only thing that makes any sense to me.
Yeah. All right. Seems fine.
Please no busted Dredges this turn.
Aether Hub.
Yep.
Take a damage. Breakthrough for 1.
Yeah, that's telling though.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that's really bad. That's terrible. Alright, draw 3. Oh my gosh, that is the worst possible scenario. That is.
But you can keep one.
So unfortunate. Yep. I guess I'll keep this one. That is so absurdly unfortunate.
Whoa.
The creeping shell was the next card down too. Wow.
Jeez.
Go ahead. That was not a good series of events for me, for sure. Sure. Yeah.
No one draws, please.
2, 3, 4, 5. Creeping shell trigger.
Alright. Just give me one turn where nothing happens, alright? Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
One turn where nothing happens?
Yeah, just don't do anything for a turn. I don't mind taking 3. That's a trade that I'm willing to make, but don't do anything else.
I think I'll try to natural state your counterbalance.
I'll trigger.
Sure. Ah. Alright.
Alright. We are alive.
Go ahead.
We'll keep draw. So you.
Dredge Dark Blast. I'll swing for 4.
Yep.
Go ahead.
End of turn, I'll activate this.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll draw like this. Untap, upkeep, draw. How does, so you're gonna see right through me, how does Narset interact with Dredge? Like, it obviously doesn't stop the Dredge.
Doesn't.
But, like,
stop
if you
dredging.
do Cephalid Coliseum, you still Dredge 3 times?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So,
unless you've drawn once, in which case you can't Dredge a second time.
In which case, if I have drawn once,
Like a natural draw, you can't.
I don't get the option to draw again.
Yeah,
If I have any option to draw, I can replace it with the dredge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That matches my understanding from Lance times.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say go.
Dredge 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. Creeping Shell trigger, Narcometer trigger.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's good.
Swing for 4.
I'm going to Holy Light here.
What is that? All
non-white creatures get -1.
Nice one until end of turn. Sure. Alright. End step.
You got it.
Cool. I didn't see enough of your deck to know the counterbalance was in there, man.
If I'm playing top, I'm playing counterbalance. Let's be real. Say go.
Sure. Untap, upkeep. Yeah, I'll just dredge 4, I guess. 3, 4. Swing for 3.
I'll swords it.
I'll take a life and cast Dark Blast on it.
I will miscalculation your Dark Blast.
Sure. I gain 3. And I will pass the turn. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I have to do this. Nurse it.
Sure.
Tick down.
Sure.
Grab another counterbalance.
Sure.
And I'll say go.
Sure. I'll encourage Darkmoor. Play Darkmoor. Play Thug.
Works for me. Trigger. Sorry.
Sure.
That's good.
Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Play that. Sigo.
Dredge for 4. 3, 4. Move to attacks.
It's coming in for 1.
Yeah.
Alright.
Swing at you for 1.
Swords it.
Sure. Okay, I gain 1.
Yep.
I'll attempt to smiting helix you.
Activate.
Sure.
Helix is good.
Alright. Move to end step.
Yeah.
Go.
Path it.
Sure. Go.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Tick down.
Sure.
Sure. Sahili. I'm gonna play the Sahili.
Alright.
I'm gonna play Tormod's Scripture.
Sure.
Pop it.
Yeah. I'll skip it up there.
Alright.
I don't think that there's anything relevant that I can do at this point, sadly.
Yeah, it seems like it didn't seem like you whiffed super hard, but it seemed like exactly what I was doing lined up well.
Yeah, definitely what you were doing definitely lined up well against me.
But I don't think that's gonna be like. I feel like the Holy Light was weirdly good that exact game, but I don't think normally it's that great.
That's fair.
Like it's decent. Like it's a 3-mana board wipe, which is nice, but you rebuild so quickly, so I need to pair it with like the Tormod Script.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I don't feel like this is like my worry with Dredge built properly.
Yeah.
Was that it was gonna feel like it was just like the most oppressive deck possible. It feels good. It feels like tier 1 level good, but it doesn't feel like it's like breaking the format wide open. It's exactly where we want it to be.
Right. That's where I kind of figured it would end up falling.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I think that there is something to be said for trying duresses.
On the play, at least, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that I'm going to do that. I still don't think that I care enough about counterbalance to bring in specifically enchantment destruction.
I don't think so.
Just don't think that like the game's about that for me.
90% of the time it's not. Only if I manage to it's only if I manage to get to the point where I've stabilized and then Tormod Script your graveyard, at which point you're already in a bad spot.
Right. I also don't think I need to bring in Cabal Therapy, and I don't even know that Cabal Therapy is right in this deck.
I don't think so.
So I'm honestly.
You don't have Bridge from Below or any way to capitalize on it. It's just kind of like, eh.
I'm in the field of like just having 4 duresses. I think is better. 4 duresses or duress and Inquisition.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that 2 duress, 2 Inquisition is about the same as 4 duress. Inquisition could maybe hit some
Fairy Macabre.
Fairy Macabre, something like that. So. Okay. I'll keep this.
I'll keep as well.
Alright. I will start off with this. Reset of life totals. Oops. I went up to 30. What the hell? Oops. Why am I doing that? Alright, there you go.
Let's do it.
Alright, I'm gonna start off with City of Brass into a Faithless Looting.
You got it.
Draw 2 and discard 2. And I'll pass. Go ahead.
It's a good start. You ponder?
Sure.
Shuffle that ponder.
Sure.
2 miscalculations, or 2 accumulated knowledge and a miscalculation. And that's not doing what I want it to do at this point in the game.
That is fair.
Maybe later, yes, but not right now. I'll say go.
Alright, I'll dredge 5. Narcomoeba trigger, Creep and Chill trigger, and we hit a Sober Smoke 2. That's
solid.
Pretty nifty. I think here the correct play is to play a Gemstone Mine.
Yep.
Take a damage to cast a Careful Study.
Sure.
Dredge 3. Dredge 2. Discard 2. Which I think has got to be these two. And then move to end step. Go ahead.
Hunter?
Sure.
I'm gonna shovel.
Alright.
I think this game is over. Didn't hit on my first 2 ponders for what I need.
Do you not have a second land?
There it is. I figured a draw plus a ponder would be enough to get there. But as it turns out, Magic doesn't like me today. Everybody.
Alright. Dredge 5. You're tapped out, right?
I have 1 open.
Didn't you just cast Ponder? And
I
then
did, and I
cast-
played land.
and then
Oh yeah, thank
cast
you.
out?
Thank you.
Right.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. Alright, I'm Dredge Stinkweed
Yep.
for 5. And play Ether Hub. And
Flashback.
Flashback Looting.
You got it.
Dredge 5.
Get some chiller.
And Dredge 4. Yeah, we got a chill. Dredge 4. And another chill. And I'll swing for 4. I gotta discard 2. I'm gonna discard 2 Stinkweeds. And then after that, it's gonna be your go.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I literally think there's nothing that stabilizes here for me. Brainstorm?
Alright.
Pretty sure this game is done. Sigu.
Dredge 5.
Any chills?
No.
Alright. Any flashback?
I do have Smiting Helix. I will attack you for 4.
Got a sword to do.
I'll respond by Dark Blasting him.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright. So I lose a life. And then you take 1.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I'll play a land and use one of my mining counters and mana from Riftstone Portal to flashback Smiting Helix at you and move to end step. Go ahead.
This is a problematic spot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do here. I'm gonna activate top.
Sure.
Yeah, that's game.
Alright.
GG's. So, blue-white control definitively needs a little more sideboard hate for graveyard decks. I'm only running 3 pieces in this build, which I know is too light.
So what are the, so right now that you're aware of, what are kind of like the tier 1 decks in the format? Just kind of like decks that you want to sideboard against.
So there's a difference between tier 1 and decks that need dedicated sideboarding. So tier 1 is, I actually have a little bit of a document up. Give me a second here to pull it up.
We've been kind of keeping track of this. Tiers.
So right now, the top decks are Blue-Red Delver,
Okay.
Blue-White Control,
Okay.
Affinity.
Oh, okay.
Affinity is very good.
Yeah, oh, I guess it has cranial plating
And
and
Artifact Lands.
And oh yeah, and it has artifact lands.
It's not oppressive. It's just good.
I was gonna say I was thinking of like all the different like big like Arcbound Ravager, that's not legal.
Yeah.
Steel Overseer's not legal. So I guess it does kind of what comes down to like mainly Cranial Plating is like the big boom in
You
the
think
deck.
of like Frogmite and like Mirror Enforcer and like stuff like that. And there's like there's one that's got whatchamacallit, Improvise, that's like a 7/5 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a big dude. But yeah, it's just little enablers like that like all come together in a really nice way.
Okay. So it's pretty similar. It sounds like it's pretty similar to like the land list affinity in Modern.
Yeah, the list that is running around right now that did well in our last league ran 8 total lands, and it was just 4 Seed of Synod and 4 Ancient Tomb.
Because it's running the affinity card that draws 2 cards, I assume.
Yep. Yeah. Thoughtcast.
Thoughtcast, yeah.
Yeah. So Affinity, Jund, Blue-White Control, Blue-Red Delver, and Burn are kind of at the top of the meta. Weirdly enough, I need to append to this is Cat Oven also sits right at the top. It's weirdly good.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just very it sits
grinds.
there, clogs up the board.
Yep. And then there's a lot of payoffs that do a lot of damage without combat steps.
Yeah.
Like there's Jury and Mayhem Devil, and both of those do a lot.
And then I feel like it's also like, if you try to get rid of it or stop it in the graveyard, it's like the graveyard's not like that important. Like
Exactly.
it can function without the graveyard perfectly fine.
Tier 2 Reanimator is solid, but folds much harder than you to graveyard heat.
Really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
so Reanimator, like you rebuild. We think about it conceptually.
Yeah.
Reanimator goes all in trying to get to that spot, and they don't have as many payoffs, so they fold harder to graveyard hate. So they sit kind of like at a tier 2. We've got Tron, Soul Herder, Soul Sisters. There's actually a pretty cool lands build.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, I'm keeping it close to my chest because the guy who brewed it wants to run it for our next league without sharing what the list is first.
Dude, I'm so sad that Grove of the Burn Willows isn't legal.
I know.
Oh my gosh, Punishing Fire, man, that would be so much fun.
I originally tried to build with Wall of Shards and Punishing Fire
Okay, that's
to like
cool.
mimic that, but it's not good enough. Now, Punishing Fire and Soul Sisters could actually be interesting.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it'd be good, but it would be interesting to play Red White Soul Sisters with Imperial Recruiter and stuff.
You gotta find a way for your opponent to gain life.
Oh, it's your opponent. Yeah, you're right.
That's a thing.
Oust works.
Oh, you can oust, yeah.
Yeah.
You can oust.
And then we have like all these other kind of decks that kind of sit there as like decent. There's Pox, Mill is actually reasonable, Infect is reasonable, and then you've got all the tribal stuff. Elves, namely elves and goblins.
Okay.
That's kind of the defined meta right now. There's a lot of brews happening. There's like one land spy that's okay. There's a scepter combo list that's running around. Let me take a look here at our league.
I'm working on an elves list right now. I feel like elves is really easy to build something dope.
Yeah, the thing is, like, elves, it's literally, you look at the legacy list, and go like, okay, what's not legal? What's the closest slot in? And it, like, builds itself almost.
Right. You can also run, like, Priest of Titania, which is, like, big game. Like, that card's real nice.
Yeah. Real quick, we're going to close out the stream for the night, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Check out the Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, check it out as well. I'll make sure it's on the description of the video on YouTube. And otherwise, thank you, MrGrazzilion, for joining us. It's been awesome.
Thanks for having me.
And we will catch you guys on the next one.